All right, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, Comic-Con edition. Get it out of your system now, guys. Any con puns? You got 30 seconds. What do you got?
You want us to control ourselves for that long?
I can't contain this.
Because otherwise, if you got 30 seconds. Otherwise, if you start a con joke in this episode, I'm fucking turning the mics off.
What constitutes as a pun?
There you go. That's pretty good. Justin, what do you got? You got about 15 seconds left.
Confound it all, I have no pun to think of right now.
Well, I guess that's the conclusion.
Alright, we'll consider that the wrath of
oh,
the
you
con
did it
puns.
too! Woo!
Yeah, I had to get one in there, come on. But anyway, yes, it is, it's Comic-Con was last week, guys.
So is this technically still a con episode?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. We just weren't there.
Okay. And
who wasn't there? Why, it's me, Nick, the Merc with a mic, and my fellow unapologists.
Travis.
And?
Zarian. Justin.
My man, Zarian. I'll tell you what, I love this guy because, he did some great work on the Breakfast Pub, which he writes the news stories for, and I imagine this week was pretty crazy for you, right?
Yeah, no, for those who don't know, on the Breakfast Pub, Chris Cox, for one thing, he posted up way earlier than I thought, where I'm just like, oh, I usually send a second batch of news, but I guess there was too much anyways. But then, they actually had to split it up into two because there were just so many freaking trailers this week. Yeah, but, it was really nice to hear Ian on there. If you remember Ian from Double Toasted?
Yes, from his show, Sammy Ain't Seen Shit.
Yep, and Ian's really, really nice. I've only talked to him a couple times on Facebook Messenger, but he's totally cool too, so.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know the premise of Sammy Ain't Seen Shit, Sammy is a film school student who managed to go through film school without seeing some very seminal films, like, say, Goodfellas, Godfather, Pulp Fiction, Planet of the Apes.
So you're saying I shouldn't go to film school?
I was saying that you've seen more movies than him, and he's gone to film school.
I've actually never seen those movies, though.
Like, I'm not one of those guys to be, like, all offended, like, you haven't seen this movie?
Sure,
I'm not usually one of those guys, but, like, seriously, like, I have never seen Aliens. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Seen that one.
Fuck, unbelievable. But yeah, that's the premise of the show. And Ian is the one that has seen shit, and he shows Sammy shit, and it's a fun time.
Yeah. No, it's a really fun show for anyone who wants to check it out. I believe next week they're doing a live show for Oogie Loves, if I remember correctly.
Jesus. Okay.
Just to punish all the people coming down for the DT anniversary party, which, by the way, is next week for those who are here listening.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a real good time.
Oh, yeah.
Wish I could go, but not really in the budget right now.
We were just down there.
Yeah, plus we were just there. We just hanged.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got to play games with the TV dudes, you got to hang out with the guys on Double Toasted. You got everything. Come on, man.
Yeah, we got everything. We beat the crowds. We basically got to the con lines early.
We were there before everyone else.
We were there before it was cool.
Your DT VIP passes.
Yeah. You joke, but they're probably going to be selling those pretty soon. The double toasted patch is like you get different levels based off of the movie reviews. This is the better than sex pass.
So if you get a double toasted VIP pass, would that be a triple toasted pass?
Yeah, I would imagine the regular pass is just one toasted, and then the all weekend special pass is double toasted, and then the triple toasted one is like the VIP where you get extra swag and a hand job or something.
Ooh, fun!
It's from Corey though, so.
Again, people, he says he's not gay, but
People say a lot of things. Anyway, we are not here to discuss Corey Coleman's relatively fluid sexuality. We are here to discuss Comic-Con, the news, and the fucking buttload of trailers that came out.
Is that a scientific term?
Yes, it is we've done this joke before.
I think we have.
We've done the joke of metric buttload. Yeah. We have to... Yeah, we've...
Well, that means we've been doing this too long. We should quit while we're ahead.
Yeah, this was last year's joke.
We are no longer hip. Well, let's face it, we never were.
Or we just come full circle to where we're just repeating stories now. Sad. Podcast
High school all over again.
It's all downhill from here. But anyway, with that, how's it been going with you guys this week?
Not too bad.
No, not nothing exciting happening?
Well, I wasn't actually watching any of the Comic-Con trailers, so I guess nothing exciting that way.
Yeah, I that was my week, basically spent doing that, and I was editing our Injustice playthrough for Injustice 2, which we finished up, which was really cool.
I forced you to watch Spawn. That was a fun time.
Yep, we have a movie commentary coming out for that. It'll be after the Netflix and Kill episode for it.
I hate you, Travis. I hate you.
Pretty.
It's all right. I hate me too.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking that commentary might maybe we need to get like a third person for the commentary, or just pick a more interesting bad movie or something. Because like halfway through, I'm just kind of like I'm out of jokes to make at fucking this shitty CG effects and John Leguizamo's pedophilic clown character
and Martin Sheen's smoker voice.
Yeah, I burned through all my Mass Effect 2 Cerberus jokes pretty quick. But as far as the Game of Thrones reactions, keep an eye out for those. I'm thinking we'll probably do one for each episode, just because I did like the end result, even though it was kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, very, very exciting. Justin, have you been keeping up with Game of Thrones?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I usually try to watch them like an hour or so after the main broadcast time, so that way it's like, okay, everyone's already seen the episode, the traffic's died down on HBO Go, then I can just watch it on my own leisure. So,
yeah, it's very smart of you to do that to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, because I
didn't
know that certain people were not actually watching the episode when it was happening, and I just presumed
some people work at night. And you know what? I for those of you who know, like for Game of Thrones, what I do, and for the Star Wars films, I go on social media blackouts. I don't look at Twitter or Facebook or anything because I know that as soon as I go there, that shit's going to be spoiled for me immediately. So I don't do that. But I do keep texting and Facebook Messenger open because I do a lot of work with cons and artists and stuff via...
And different podcasters.
And different podcasters. Well, I do a lot of work and stuff with them via Messenger and stuff, so I like to keep that open. So I get this text, and so I get this text or whatever, I don't even know when it was, it was like on the Facebook Messenger, and it's Justin, it's like, I called they were going to invade Castle Rock. I'm like, dude! 24 hours! That is all I asked.
I did not know that you were working that night. I'm just saying.
You didn't know I was watching either way. You could have, when you start all you gotta do is start with a traditional, dude, you see Game of Thrones last night? Or, dude, you watching Game of Thrones right now?
I was excited because we talked about the Game of Thrones trailer a few weeks back, and it's like, oh, well, do you think they're invading Casterly Rock or they're invading Westeros? I mean, the King's Landing. And I was like, oh, I called it! I totally called it!
I just need you to start with the relatively, common dude question. Dude, have you seen? Dude, is this like that?
Dude, where's my car?
Give me the dude, some words and a question mark, and we're cool. That way I can answer like, dude, no, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So shut your whore mouth.
Okay.
So shut your dude mouth. We're getting this. It's all I handle my spoilers and spoiler stuff all 90s bro like.
Oh, okay.
That's right. I forgive you the one time.
All right.
It's all right.
I know now.
But you do have to watch Spawn again.
That was your punishment.
Well, hey, we're going to get a new Spawn movie anyways, so...
Oh, and with that, should we transition to the news?
I guess so.
Yeah, my week wasn't terribly exciting, so I have nothing else to say other than ups and downs. So, there we go.
Plus, you did that nice, sweet transition to a story that I did want to talk about. Because big news coming out of Comic-Con this weekend. Some crazy, much waited, anticipated news. A bunch of Marvel stuff, DC, and now even Todd McFarlane announcing that, holy shit, we're getting another Spawn movie, guys.
And my question is why?
All that clamoring we've been doing.
Not only are we getting another Spawn movie, he's writing and directing it.
Wasn't that kind of the issue with the last one? Was he did that?
No, it was... Because who did it last time?
He didn't direct it last time. He only wrote it.
Oh. I'm sorry. It must be all the director's fault.
Okay, so we get a lot of stuff like we get write-ins for like bring back Firefly or hey,
Justice.
let's get an Incredibles 2 finally. Like we have fan support for all these other movies, but then we get shit like this where people are really struggling to give us something we just don't really want.
Okay, Todd McFarlane did not write the script for Spawn. It was the director, so it was the director's fault entirely.
I saw him. Maybe he just got a writing credit because he wrote the comic.
Oh,
Yeah,
could be.
yeah. He's a great guy.
That happens sometimes. I saw him as writer, and I was just like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. I've read some Spawn comic books, and they also fucking suck. Spawn is terrible, like the whole way through. Sorry if there's any Spawn fans out of there,
No,
but you're 12 and you shouldn't be listening to this podcast anyway.
We're explicit.
Yeah,
Spawn
because
has
we were
really good art.
Because
That's
fuck you.
Yeah.
Spawn. Yeah, Todd McFarlane's a great artist, and he's a shitty ass writer. Like.
And like for this episode.
Yo, bros, I liked your tweet. That was really awesome.
Yeah, in his stupid accent. But yeah, so color me not excited. The only thing now is that apparently it's going to be made by Blumhouse,
Yeah.
by some of the same producers of Get Out.
No.
So the budget is going to be super low. And that makes me excited because at least there won't be as much shitty CG and like After
filter.
Effects images or whatever.
All that green.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe that's why DC had to use blue. Like, this movie stole all the green.
well, between that movie and Green Lantern, it was just like, no, I guess there's no more green in this world to use.
Yeah, seriously. No, but it makes me think, though, if you said the producers of Get Out, like, they'll just get Daniel Kaluuya to play Spawn, and they just make it Get Out, but he has superpowers now.
I have a feeling like he has other stuff to do.
Yeah.
I hope
Please,
so.
Daniel Kaluuya, don't take that role if they ever offer it.
Do you know what Todd McFarlane was saying he wanted as a person to be in Spawn?
Oh,
Will
no.
Smith?
Who?
No, he said Leonardo DiCaprio should be in Spawn. I don't know as what, but I'm like, dude, who do you think you are right
That was
now?
even worse than my guess.
What world does Todd McFarlane think he lives in?
Well, he clearly thinks the CIA is some kind of, like, fantasy, like, medieval organization of some sort, because they don't exist in any real world that I've ever seen, so... Like,
Dude, between him and Grant Morrison, I'm thinking writing and drawing comics is bad for your mental health.
I think so.
I think it might drive you fucking insane. But yeah, anyway, we got some other news stories. Let's switch to something a little more positive. We got Janet Van Dyne. The original Janet Van Dyne is cast for the next Ant-Man movie.
Woo!
And it's gonna be Travis. It's gonna be the Pfeiffer.
Yeah?
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer,
Huh.
Catwoman herself. We always had that. What did he teach, Mr.? Like we had a
A psychology teacher.
psychology teacher who would always call her the Fife. Always talk about Scarface all the time. He had a weird obsession with Michelle Pfeiffer.
It's a bit of a crush.
But who wouldn't? She's a gorgeous woman and a great actress. And
Well, maybe saw Catwoman.
I'm super excited. Yeah, I'm super excited for her to play Janet. I think that would be great.
Yeah, no, I think she's a great performer. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer hasn't done a lot lately because she's just up in that age where people don't get as many roles. But hey,
Women don't get that many roles.
Yeah, Marvel's been good at casting like veteran actors like this because you also saw that Lawrence Fishburne's joining the cast too. So
Yes, it's Goliath. What?
yeah, so it's nice that they get these veteran legacy actors to try and do these bit parts or supporting roles, and it's like okay, hey, I have no complaints against that.
Yeah. And in other Marvel news, we got Miss Marvel. That movie's on a roll now with
Captain Marvel.
Or Captain Marvel, that's right. She's no longer Miss Marvel, which is hard for me because she was Miss Marvel for like 25 years. And now I'm like, okay, so she's Captain Marvel now, but Captain Marvel in DC is now not Captain Marvel, he's Shazam. I don't know, I'm confused. I'm like, God damn it. to be fair, it should have been switched around in the first place. I mean, it is like it is the correct way around. It's just been like it's
You're too used to
I'm
it.
just conditioned that way. It's gonna take me a couple years to not fuck this up, guys.
Yeah, well, because you
He
have to
has
think
that
about
power
it,
for it.
I think Jean Grey's original code name was Marvel Girl as well, so it's like there's
Yeah.
too much Marvel going around.
That one was never easy to remember too because Marvel Girl's a awful superhero name.
It really is. You know, they just never use it anymore. It's just she's just Jean Grey, you know.
Miss Marvel is actually a pretty good superhero name. Like, I know it's feminine oriented, but it actually rolls off the tongue pretty good.
Yeah, there's at least a little alliteration there.
Captain Marvel totally works too, though. But yeah, apparently her movie is going to be set in the 90s. It's going to be a period piece.
Okay. Oh god, 90s is a period piece now.
And it's...
We're old.
I feel so old.
Here, and get this, it's going to actually feature the Kree Skrull War.
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, they finally got that
So-
deal worked out, so...
Yeah, well, as I think we stated before in the podcast, there was a clause in the rights for the Skrulls,
Right.
particular, where the Fox who owns the rights to the Fantastic Four does own the rights to Super Skrull and some named Skrulls from that book, but the concept of Skrulls overall does still belong in Marvel's wheelhouse.
So fucked up.
Well, it's kind of like Quicksilver. It's kind of why both companies can kind of have Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Because Quicksilver is a mutant, but also kind of was introduced in the Avengers, sort of.
Yep.
So he can play for both teams. So for me, that Travis, what have I been saying for like the last 5 years?
You say a lot of things, but
Secret Invasion, baby, it's coming.
It's probably
that's
is,
one of the
yeah.
things.
Phase 4 is all going to be about as soon as all this Infinity War shit is done, and it's going to be like a bunch of people are going to die, and then it's going to be like we reset that with the Infinity Gauntlet, except for one body which isn't reset to their main state. One of them's a fucking Skrull, and then it's like holy shit. And then the rest of we have a whole phase of Marvel movies that's just basically who's a fucking Skrull, who's a Skrull, and then
Spider-Man then.
Look, and then we get all the nerds going around and looking like, ooh, maybe that's why this character does this in this scene, and why this character is being inconsistent right now.
No, just think about like how easily if like the Sony deal falls through and for some reason they can't get Spider-Man back, how easy it'd be to kill him off, make him a Skrull.
No, they won't do that.
No?
No.
Spidey won't be a Skrull. He's way too early. It doesn't have any emotional impact if he's a Skrull. Plus, they don't want to make his story arc pointless by making him a Skrull. So you want to pick one of the older characters. Like my guess is going to be Iron Man. Iron Man's going to totally be a Skrull.
Possibly.
He's like the only one that hasn't been a Skrull in either the comics or the animated cartoons that they do. He's the only one that's never been Skrulled, which is now a verb.
It is.
I've decided Skrulled is a verb. Captain America's been a Skrull. Spider-Woman's been a Skrull. She's been the Skrull Queen. Out of everybody, I think like him and probably Hawkeye, maybe Black Widow. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, Justin, you familiar with Secret Invasion then?
Not even a little, per se. Like, I know of it, but I've never actually read the comic, but it sounded like an interesting idea, just from the little bit of synopsis I read for it. So, I'm excited. I'm just happy to see a Captain Marvel movie, just because I love Brie Larson, so I will...
Well, for those listening, the Skrull invasion is basically the Secret Invasion is basically the Skrulls, who are a race that can shapeshift. They can shapeshift to a degree to where it is undetectable by like even Wolverine's sniffing powers.
And their hearts on the wrong side of the bodies.
Their hearts are on the right side of the bodies. You can't detect it. There's no there's no immediate way to tell. And they're like master infiltrators. So like that's the kind of their deal. So that has me super excited. I really like Captain Marvel as a character. I like Goliath as a character. Lawrence Fishburne's a fucking casting for him. That makes so sense to me.
and did we mention that Samuel Jackson's going to be in Captain Marvel?
I was just going to mention, yes, Sam Jackson is going to be in it as a two-eyed Nick Fury. Yep. So we'll probably get the origin. We're probably going to get the origin story of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to put that aging technology to the test here.
Marvel's been super good at that, though.
Oh, yeah.
They're Robert Downey Jr. and Michael Douglas when they aged those guys down, it was almost seamless. Like, if you stared hard enough, you're like, yeah, I can kind of see it, but I gotta, like, stare hard to figure it out.
Their Kurt Russell was not as impressive, but that one's a little hard.
Well, Kurt Russell, it was interesting, because Kurt Russell actually was done with more, practical stuff.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, his was actually a lot more practical than the other ones, which were done mostly CG.
Oh, dang.
Which was interesting to me, because I'm like, oh, well, I thought they had this down, but they're like, apparently they didn't use the same technology. They just, they decided that, Kurt Russell, actually, his face hasn't changed as much. So they're like, oh, we can actually get away with it by just doing some prosthetics.
Yeah, I mean,
cut corners.
He's a giant planet, so, I mean, how much can he age, so.
Yeah. So yeah, that was very interesting. Let's go to some other space news, if we want to do it. Because we got that show Krypton coming, right?
We do.
So, here's the synopsis, because we have that, because the premise is that it's about, what Krypton was like before it blew up and Superman got shot off into space. This one's about his grandfather, I guess, whatever his name is, L. And they just revealed the main conflict, what's going on. So, get this.
Someone stole his groceries?
Brainiac and Doomsday are going to be the main villains.
Okay.
So, for those of you who are going, wait, hold up a second. Brainiac and Doomsday are way later Superman villains. Doomsday especially is not even created until Superman is a fucking adult. How in the hell?
Actually, I think that depends on which origin story you take, because I remember reading an origin story of Doomsday where he was created, like, by Kryptonians.
Yeah,
No, but
thinking of
in the movie universe, it's clear that this is set in the same Man of Steel verse, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for, yeah.
Then I don't know.
But yeah, if they're going to look, I don't know, man. But here's the thing. So, apparently, Brainiac and Doomsday travel back in time in order to try and avert Superman's birth.
I feel like neither of those would ever do that, for one, and they wouldn't do it together for two.
It's super dumb.
I mean, why don't you have it just Brainiac is there at Krypton, just like he is in the animated show, just like he is in most modern-day Superman continuity.
Yeah, and Injustice 2 even did that.
They changed up that continuity for a reason. It gives Brainiac a mythos of being with the L family way before shit goes even wrong.
Yeah, and it's great.
Like,
I mean, now they just can't use Brainiac in the movies. I mean, unless they found some way to say, like, now we'll just crowbar him into the film, but...
They'll use Brainiac in the movies if they want to, because they don't give a shit about their TV universe. I don't think, even if it is supposed to fit in. I think they have a heavy disrespect for their TV universe, to be honest.
Probably.
But hey, since we're on DC's news, should we talk about the DC movies for a little bit?
Yeah, I got Wonder Woman 2 at least, right?
Yeah, because apparently we're gonna talk about Justice League in a minute with the trailer talk, but this title makes me fucking laugh. But Justice League will have to spend maybe millions of dollars digitally editing out Henry Cavill's mustache.
Yeah.
Because he's contractually obligated to have it for the Mission Impossible movie. And for me, I'm just like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is just...
oh, boy.
I remember someone joked that it sounded like an Onion article when they first read it. It's like, yeah, it kind of does sound like an Onion article, but...
Yeah.
Nope, it's real.
But no, that mustache is contractually obligated. I'm like, why can't he just shave it off and wear a fake mustache for Mission Impossible?
Fake mustaches can look really, really fake if you have a high-def camera, so maybe they just want to make sure that it doesn't... Like, there's no risk of it looking fake, but...
How important is the mustache in the Mission Impossible film?
Maybe it's a huge plot point.
Do they travel back into the 70s? What is this?
It's actually the mustache that's making the money. Henry Cavill's just the carrier for it.
You just don't understand. There's a porn scene in here, and it just does not work without the stash.
If it's from the 70s, then yeah,
we can't do it.
Starring Henry Cavill and his mustache. He's actually getting a separate credit for that one.
Well, you got the wrong order there.
Oh, right. The mustache and Henry Cavill.
Yes. Stunt double, Henry Cavill.
Oh, let's see. There's a couple of the news stories here. Justin, do you have one you wanted to get to?
I mean, here's some quickie ones. Like, so we talked a little bit about some of the DC animated films that were being slated. And I think last week we mentioned about Gotham by Gaslight. That was one of the big ones they're doing.
Yeah.
And they just announced 2 new ones. They're going to do Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, which, yay, a new Suicide Squad animated film. That's pretty awesome.
That's a good idea.
But the second one has me a little concerned because it's another Death of Superman movie.
Yeah, that's right.
How many times do we have to do that same freaking storyline? Seriously.
I don't... Look, okay, so here's the thing. We already did this in the anime. We already did this with another animated movie where it was one animated movie, and no, it wasn't. It wasn't good. And here's the reason: Death of Superman is not a good story.
No.
And I'm not sure how radical of an opinion this is, because everywhere I go, when I see lists of like really poorly handled events or deaths, Death of Superman is usually up there because it's dumb. Like, Doomsday comes out of nowhere and is a boring villain that just kills Superman just because they need Superman to die. There's nothing interesting about that fight. If it was Lex Luthor or something, maybe it would be interesting. But it's seriously just a really long fight in order to kill Superman for another story element of him coming back.
It's the problem that you can't have a villain who's already been beaten by Superman to kill him, because, it's that inherent conflict. It's like, how much can we actually believe after so many years of failing that Lex Luthor can actually kill Superman? Because he's been like 60 years of continuity up to that point to try and kill him. So, but then, why just introduce this random giant monster with spikes all over it, just for no reason, whatsoever?
Hell, even have it be a creation of Lex Luthor's,
Gone rogue,
something to connect it to. Something so that we can feel a little something for it.
That might even be a better character point, because, having Lex Luthor accidentally killing Superman would probably be a big blow to his ego.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say, right now, one of the things I thought was interesting about the Batman vs. Superman movie was that General Zod comes back as the zombie Doomsday, and it could be the fact that, oh shit, me killing him actually did not prevent him from hurting others, because it offered Lex a opportunity to make him even a worse monster, thereby him having to accept that, his actions of killing Zod. Of course, you're never really thinking that when you're watching the movie, because everything else is distracting you by how stupid it is. Yeah. But the initial conflict is there, but buried beneath stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is slightly more compelling than if just Doomsday was just a monster.
If only they did something with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the animated Suicide Squad movie idea. That's a good idea. I like
That's
that
still one of the best. The first one's still one of the best.
Yeah, well, it's so, it's really simple, and it's nasty, and all the characters are kind of like these pieces of shit, and you really like it, because you're like, yeah, I like being on this dirty fucking mission where people can die, and everyone gets, fucked up, and everyone's there for the wrong reasons, and it's a nasty little story that I really like, because everyone has personality, and it's fun. It's just a fun ride.
Yeah, you're not setting up a bunch of no-powered dudes against a god in that movie, so...
Yeah, they're hunting a dirty, they're hunting a information about a dirty bomb that the Joker has planted in Gotham. It's for the DC universe, it's pretty down to earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm excited for that. Some other DC news. The Flash movie has a title.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Flashpoint?
It's Flashpoint.
Oh my god, kill me now.
Did you read that? Or
I
did
didn't
you just
read
guess
that.
it?
I'm just guessing. Nick, they make terrible decisions on a daily basis. I just took the most obvious...
I love how Travis was just like, what is the worst idea I can think of they were to do? And he's like, I bet you they did this.
Oh my god.
Now, okay, I can sell this to you, though.
Okay.
Because Flashpoint, when I initially heard it, I was just like, wow, that's going to be your first movie? Why is it they are so obsessed with doing Flashpoint? And
Nick,
again,
if you're going to try to tell me they're going to try to reset the universe, I'm calling bullshit.
Look, here, I'm going to do it again. I feel the same way about Flashpoint I feel about Death of Superman. Flashpoint is a overbloated, way too complicated story that has a couple good ideas in it.
I thought the animated movie they did was a little better than the comic, though, to be fair.
It is. Well, it is, actually.
It's because it's entertaining.
Yeah, and it's shorter and more simplified and more streamlined.
And Batman kills people.
Which is kind of messed up. And then the Joker spoiler, the Joker turns out to be Batman's mom.
Yeah.
Or Bruce's mom. Which is actually a neat, in the animated thing of ooh, that's a neat turn or whatever. But they don't really go into it as
No,
much.
but it has some pretty cool imagery.
Yeah, but anyway, for me, it's just like, this is a... And then it was the initial setup for why New 52 happened,
Right.
which is just a fucking bad idea to begin with.
Yep.
I have not been a DC fan for a while. I'm actually I'm like, hey, thank God Rebirth happened, where I actually can read some of these comics again.
Yeah. No, but it's also interesting too because when I saw the articles about this, there was a big headline underneath that Flashpoint article where it's like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, Jeffrey Dean Morgan took notice of that because if you remember, he played Batman's dad in Batman v Superman, and
Oh, yeah.
he made a big thing on I think it was either Instagram or Twitter, just like, "Hey DC, I'm listening. You know, Flashpoint right here. You know, older
Yeah.
older Batman."
I'd like to be in movies again.
Yeah,
you know?
but, hey, I mean, I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so I would totally be on board for that.
People don't seem to be digging on me as Negan in The Walking Dead, so maybe I could swing my way into Batman a little bit.
Yeah, maybe if you
So what was your
stood up
idea
straight
then
more.
for Flashpoint?
Okay, here, check this. Okay, Flashpoint. Mm-hmm. Soft reboot.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
So, now get this. Here's a theory I heard from the TV dudes.
Okay.
So-
They usually have pretty good ideas.
Yeah, this one comes from the comic book store owner himself, Randy Lander. And what he was saying is that I don't think that this was his idea. I think he heard this from someone else too.
Oh, okay.
So this is like third hand, guys, but it's still a good idea. The Flashpoint has already happened.
Oh, so this is Earth 2.
This is Earth 2. We're in Earth 2 right now, or we're
Okay.
in Flashpoint universe right now.
Huh.
The Flash movie is him trying to course correct and change what he did what he does in the future, so that we actually, because Wonder Woman could be set before this. That's why
True.
Wonder Woman looks so different and brighter than the other two movies.
He somehow, Flashpoint Paradox caused a blue filter to happen over the whole entire world.
Well, he caused everything to get darker and more serious and grim.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be like a course correction for them, and also a backdoor way for them to recast Batman.
Anyone that wanted.
Because Ben Affleck seemed to be kind of wishy-washy on whether or not he wants to continue playing Batman.
He made a big deal in Comic-Con saying, "No, I am not leaving." So
I know, but he does that. It seems like he does that a lot.
Yeah.
Like he's had to reaffirm like 3 times, and I'm like, it seems to me like someone who's in a relationship, like, no, we're good, we're fine, we're not breaking up. Really? No. And like the more they try and reassure me, the more I think there's a problem. But who knows? Maybe he is in it for the long haul. Let's see, what other news do we got? Justin, do you have any other ones you want to hit up?
Yeah, I think there's a quick one here. I mean, quick thing, they said that the new Bond movie is confirmed for fall 2019. So
Yeah, Bond 25, I think, is the 25th one, right?
yep. So I mean, that's a quick one there, one and done.
Craig's gonna be back, right?
From what it sounds like, yes. I mean, they haven't made the official yes for sure, but it sounds like there's at least one article saying, yeah, it's pretty likely that he's going to come back. So
Didn't he say like he would never ever do that again, no matter what?
Well, he did. It was right after he was done He was done making another Bond film with all the stunts and stuff. And I think he was quoted as saying, "I would rather so are you ready to do the next Bond?" And he said, "I'd rather break that glass and slit my own wrist than be in another Bond film."
Yeah.
And I think that was just him being very tired after that one movie that he did.
well, because he had a huge injury on that set too. So
Yeah. It's kind of like me when I edit a con episode where I'm like, I don't ever want to do this again.
yeah.
But I'm gonna do it again. So I think that question caught him at the wrong time.
Yeah, probably. And then also, just a quickie one too. That Halo TV show is still happening, apparently. Steven Spielberg show.
Sure it is.
Yeah, no, I mean they're apparently like trying to make a big thing. Like, trust us, it's still going on. We're still in development. But again, yeah, it is one of those we'll believe it when we see it kind of things.
I guess that's technically better than Half-Life 3.
Yeah, I'm not interested in Halo TV series, video game, or anything. Halo's story is boring, and I don't care what anyone else says.
I love Halo, but I did not like the last Halo game. But I'm still, if they can make a good Halo TV show, I would watch it. I'm not picky.
Seriously, they had that Halo short mini episode movie thing that I tried to watch, and they basically explained kind of like the origin of like Halo and its universe, and I fell asleep during their initial setup.
400 Dawn, that one?
No, not that one. It was like a mini short, like mini animated films.
Those ones are not very good. So, I mean, to be fair, I don't blame you on that one. I think the live-action one they did for 400 to Dawn, and some of the commercials they did for those live-action commercials were fantastic.
Dude, those commercials are like the best story Halo has ever had.
Oh, yeah. No, I think my favorite
because they're visual storytelling, and like that was actually really cool. Like, I like almost all those Halo commercials.
Yeah, actually, it's so sad, because my favorite absolute one is the ODST commercial, because that one's just short, sweet, to the point. And then I looked
that
up
one is the best.
I looked up who directed it, and do you know who directed it?
No.
The guy who did Ghost in the Shell, Rupert Sanders.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently, if you just give him 2 minutes of material, he can make a good show. Just
There was 2 good minutes in Ghost in the Shell, now that I think about it.
There you go.
Maybe he's only good for 2 minutes. So says his
Really
wife.
disappointed.
But now that we bashed that one enough, I did want to mention Creed pretty quick. Creed has announced that yes, Ivan Drago will be a character in the next Creed movie.
Nice.
Sure.
So for me, I'm just like, yes, Dolph Lundgren coming back as fucking Ivan Drago. That's super cool. For anyone who doesn't remember Rocky fucking 4, where Stallone fought a Russian Terminator,
I haven't seen that movie, and I remember that part.
and he kills Apollo Creed. So that's gonna have some mythos behind it, and I love it. I don't know everyone's feelings on Rocky 4. I love Rocky 4 because all the other Rocky movies are boxing movies interrupted occasionally by a montage, and Rocky 4 is a montage occasionally interrupted by a boxing movie.
Ooh, you stole that from Brian Salisbury.
I did steal it from Brian Salisbury, and it's my favorite quote of those movies ever. And I'm just like, and I never knew why Rocky 4 is my favorite until he said that. I'm like, that's exactly why it's my favorite.
Well, I mean, it's kind of nice to see it happening, because I will say this, like, Dolph Lundgren, maybe he's not, like, you know, a superstar or anything like that, but the few times I've seen him try to act, he's actually not terribly bad at it. You know, at least especially in his older age, because he's trying a little harder. Because it's like, I really, really want to still be in the spotlight. So maybe this could be a chance to say, like, hey, this is why Dolph Lundgren should still be taken seriously a little bit. So.
I must break you. If he dies, he dies. Woo!
Yeah,
love that shit.
The big thing will be if Ryan Coogler directs it again, though. That'll be the big make or break on that one.
Alright, any other last minute stories before we head into our trailer talk?
Just a couple quick ones.
Okay.
Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart will be confirmed for the Green Lantern movie. So.
Are they, or was it just that artwork?
No, I mean, from what it sounds like, they're confirming. It's like, yeah, no, both of them will be featured in the Green Lantern Corps. So.
Okay, that's smart. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And then, I mean, there's some various TV news. Most of it you already know. The new Archer season's going to be Archer Danger Island, apparently. So.
Yeah, so it's going to be, I think it might be similar to what the previous season was.
Yeah, it's all still that dream coma, whatever he's in, so.
Yeah.
Which, okay, sure, why not? So, Netflix is ordering a new animated show from Matt Groening from The Simpsons and Futurama. Which, that's cool.
Yes. I did like that. Always excited. And I think it's getting some of its, the Futurama voice cast around for it as well.
Oh yeah, they got an A-list cast if you look at the credits. Like, even, Maurice LaMarche, I'm like, okay, good. That's totally fine. I love that guy.
Yes, maybe we can get Kiff again. Oh, jeez, sir.
Darkwing Duck will appear in the DuckTales reboot, for those of you who care. So, yay.
If anyone did that title without the subtitle "Let's Get Dangerous" underneath you, you're failing as reporters.
Yes, indeed. I mean, there's a couple sad deaths too, just really quickly. The dad from Home Alone, John Hurd, died recently, so.
Yep.
You know, that was sad. And then, this one was only sad if you know who it is, but June Foray, who's one of the all-time great voice actresses of all time, because she was Rocky from Rocky and
Fucking
Bullwinkle.
Rocky, yes. Yep. She was the Rocky the Squirrel.
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
If you look at her IMDb credits, like, she voiced all of your favorite old-time, like, you know, female voice roles. You know, like a lot of, like, the witches and the grandmas from Looney Tunes, but then she's done a whole bunch of credit, and she died at 99 years old. So,
wow.
She won. She won.
She won.
She won over a lot of the other guys, that's for sure.
And if the fucking Grim Reaper came to take her, I hope that they showed her heaven and was like, and now that your earthly time here is done, now here's something we hope you'll really like. The afterlife.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I feel like that would definitely be appropriate.
And she would have earned it, so. And then there was just one funny story that I shared with the Breakfast Pub, but do you know that Szechuan sauce thing from Rick and Morty?
Yes!
Well...
That is amazing.
Yep, Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon, they're getting a jug of Szechuan sauce, like, specifically made for them by McDonald's, so...
This is Szechuan sauce, Morty. Morty, it's my one-armed man. I gotta get this sauce. It was part of a fucking deal with Mulan. You can't get it anymore. Only one specific time, limited time only. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. This sounds actually slightly racist, Rick. I don't know. This sounds weird.
Yeah. Oh, and even better, they're gonna film themselves eating it as part of their, some internet thing that they're doing. So, yay.
At one time, I feel like that is such a waste of time and money. And on the other hand, I'm like, that is so fucking awesome. Like, that is amazing to me.
Apparently, videos of people eating is really popular to watch in, like, Korea and Japan and that stuff. They have these whole channels dedicated to people trying out exotic foods. And just like...
Hey, as long as we're on this, Dan, could you, if Dan Harmon is in the business of, maybe he can have Rick do, a rant on, let's say, Ecto Cooler, or maybe Chocodiles. Let's see what other fucking strange foods we can get back via Rick rants.
That's a misuse of power right there.
Yeah. Oh, here's one I wanted to end on though, because this is fucking weird though. So if you got any more, Justin?
Only last one. Hooray! Scott Buck is no longer showrunning Iron Fist season 2. Someone else is. So.
Yay! Yeah, he's gone. He's out. You can go off and ruin Dexter again. No, wait, you can't do that. You already did it.
No, now he's going to ruin Humans. So hooray!
Oh yeah, that's right. That's his next project. Oh god.
Womp womp.
But yeah, here's the last one. Last one I wanted to end on was that One Piece, the crazy fucking anime about a stretchy rubber pirate man, is getting a live action adaptation TV show.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
I don't know. I'm trying to rack my brain on why they would do this, and I really can't come up with a very solid reason. Because One Piece is strange by anime standards.
Yeah.
And Travis, you've read the whole thing. Am I wrong?
I have not read the whole thing. Fuck you, I've not read the whole thing.
You've read a lot of it, though, right?
I have read a lot of it.
I haven't. I've only read 400 volumes. Okay, not the
$3.95. Take that back.
I'm only 95. I'm not obsessed or anything.
Just casual about it. Come on now.
So I can sort of see maybe a swordsman wielding 3 swords, kind of, and then a thief.
It's funny. You think that's the only thing he can do. That's
and
funny.
then, like, I'm like, no, but I'm saying, like, that basically would be the basic thing they could do on TV. So maybe they can do that. We haven't even hit stretchy mechanics in the fucking Fantastic Four movies that doesn't look great.
Or how about a reindeer turning into the Hulk?
Oh, yeah, that's right, Chopper. I've always forgot about Chopper. We can do a cook that kicks things. Yeah. I think that we can do that.
But then we get to like the cat pirates and that kind of stuff, and then we get into just all the crazy bad guys they meet. Well,
even the premise is just like, well, he was a regular kid, but he ended up eating a devil fruit that gives him the ability to stretch, but now he can't swim. And it's like, what?
Actually, you ever want like a really good like cry? Is actually read the one volume that has the origin of Ace.
Yeah,
like his brother. That is super sad.
But yeah, on that strange note, we're gonna take a small musical break, and we'll be back with the trailer talk right after this. Alright, and we're back with the fucking epic trailer talk. So yeah, this is just basically going to finish out our episode. This is like all we're going to be doing.
This is the episode.
This is it. So you ain't in for the trailers, you better just get on out of here. And yeah, of course, I wanted to treat you guys to our new intro with Tom. I don't think these guys have heard it with the music cut in yet, or Travis hasn't heard it with the music cut in yet. So, with this epic trailer Armageddon, a trailer Mageddon, if you will, Tom, load up the movies.
Yo, Tom from Toonami here. You're listening to the UGO podcast. I hope y'all are ready, because trailer talk starts now.
I love it.
No, we need to animate that, like just to get some stills from like Toonami. Like it's just he's not moving his mouth anyway, so we might as well.
Yeah, maybe we can get it if we ever do a video format. It would be an easy fix.
No.
But all right. First up, what do you? I mean, we're not going to cover all the trailers, guys.
That's impossible.
There's only so many we can do. But we have.
Some of us have to sleep.
I have my list. I know what I'm excited for. But we're going to start off a little. Hey, you know what? Before we even start, how do we feel about Justin? Who do you feel won? Like versus DC and Marvel? Who do you think had the stronger showing at Comic-Con this year?
Oh, well, I mean, most of the DC stuff was just recaps of the previous seasons of all the CW shows. So, but I guess Marvel by an edge. But each one of them had their own distinct, like, oh, this one was good and this one was meh, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, considering we're going to go with one that has some good and meh in it, I think we're going to start with Defenders here.
Starting a little down to earth.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be starting off with the Marvel's Defenders, so let's give that a watch.
The second trailer.
The thing about war is...
It never changes.
Both sides.
It never changes.
The truth is, we're not so different.
You and I.
We fight to get back what was once ours.
I completely forgot she's in this.
No, don't save him. Fuck.
But in the end...
Oh, he got one punch in.
This is the end. It's just
I forgot she's in this show,
You'll
though.
Get used to watching them fall.
Love it.
I love Sigourney Weaver.
She's awesome.
I think we're safe for now.
Get it? Because
We need to
it's
figure out our
Iron
next
Fist
move.
team, so it's a
There's
Chinese
no
way.
next move.
And there is no we.
What is that? We're not here to eat. Are those pork?
No, the shrimp. Oh, this guy's got pork.
God, you're weird.
Is he wearing a sock?
No, he's wearing her scarf.
Wardrobe
that's right.
malfunction.
Doesn't matter. Can't fight these people. Not even with whatever it is your hand can do. It's cheap.
It's not.
I love how everyone else is like, that's stupid.
Why would it be that?
Gonna stop there.
You have bulletproof skin.
Some of them have fought magic already, haven't they?
And here's a quick cut of everyone else in the Marvel universe.
And the only thing keeping Manhattan from crumbling to a pile of dust is the four of you.
3 of you.
The war.
Well, 5, but we can't show any footage of the
It's
other
over.
guy.
No, I just don't count Iron
Not
Fist.
yet.
Nice ears.
They're horns.
I can see you formed a kind of bond. I promise you it's temporary.
Electra.
They
Circle
will
up.
disappoint you.
Defenders assemble.
Like it or not. We belong out there together. I'm glad we found each other.
Stop trying to make Iron Fist happen, people.
I'm not hugging you.
Yeah. Like, I need this whole entire trailer to be more Luke Cage and less Iron Fist.
I love how we are just not giving him a chance.
I didn't give the whole show a chance.
It's been a long week.
What? I have an alcohol problem.
And again,
Yes,
it ends without Iron Fist in that trailer, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Good
end.
There is a lot of scenes with just the 3 of them together that doesn't have Iron Fist in it, and that could be because of a scheduling conflict. Because Iron Fist was kind of shooting at the same time when Defenders was starting.
Yeah.
So maybe that was just kind of the issue right there. So, or maybe they just know that, like, this guy isn't a very good actor.
Shame.
Look, Finn Jones. It's not Finn Jones' fault. He was miscast from the get-go. He should not be playing Iron Fist. He does not have it in him to play Danny Rand.
Well, just hearing the stories about how he didn't even bother to practice his fight scenes, I mean, it kind of shows he doesn't really care as much.
I don't know. Marvel is so good about casting. I do not understand what possessed them to cast this guy as Iron Fist. Because he doesn't really look like the character. Like, yeah, he's blonde, but his hair doesn't match what he looks like in the comics. His build is, I guess, somewhat similar, but you could have gotten so many other people. There's so many generic white guys you could have gotten in Hollywood. This guy was the best guy you found? Really?
Just
or
get
you
the guy to
could
play
have just not
Kick-Ass.
chosen a white guy.
Now, I'm going to do this again. I think Iron Fist is important if you're going to do Power Man and Iron Fist. I like that he's a white billionaire and his best friend in the world is this black ex-con. I feel like that's an important part to the relationship.
Yeah.
But also, if you cast this as an Asian guy, it's like, oh, what? Because he knows karate? I feel like
I didn't even say you had to cast him as an Asian guy.
or as a black guy, because then you lose the
Hispanic.
Because then you lose the well, an Hispanic character would also work, but still, it doesn't. Look, I don't mean to steal a line from Family Guy's parody of Shawshank Redemption, but. And look, because you're black, it'll be more special to the audience. There's truth to that joke. No, look, that's why I like Iron Fist and Luke Cage in the comics, is that their relationship is so bromance, and it's like, yeah, it like never even enters their mind that they're totally different people. It's like, but yet they are like the best of friends, even though like one's a billionaire and billionaire white guy from suburbia, and the other guy is from Harlem. And it's like, yeah, why are you guys, like, you guys almost have nothing in common, but yet you believe that they are best friends. Now, in this show, I'll take anyone over Finn Jones. I'll agree with that. But this is the one time where I'd be like, yeah, I'd prefer if it still was a white guy.
Yeah.
But, hey, I would be okay with an Hispanic Daredevil, too, or whatever, but...
El Diablo!
El Diablo. Yeah, hey, that's pretty good. I actually kind of like that.
Fine, but you're just gonna have to at least change one of his villains to be the Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra.
Oh my gosh.
That's gotta be a Marvel villain. I think I'm almost certain that it is.
It's one of Spider-Man's other villains, the ones that's not very popular.
But yeah, so this trailer does have some really good elements in it. I do like some of their interactions of just Daredevil, and I like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, where they're kind of like trying to put up with each other's shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, God, you suck.
Yeah, no, every scene with them so far in both trailers have been great, so.
Luke Cage is putting in some work too. I feel like Elektra coming back and forcing Daredevil to kind of see where his loyalties lie. That's a good idea. Stick is back to being a dick.
When did he stop?
Is back to be a dick, I guess. Is more accurate.
Yes.
And Sigourney Weaver, like Travis is saying, always awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though her dialogue was like, we're not so different, I'm like, really? We're gonna start off with that?
Yeah.
Generic lines withstanding.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do gotta gripe with is just that, God, I wish the Hands weren't the villains. The Hand have been like villains for like 2 seasons of the Marvel Netflix shows now, and they haven't been interesting in either one. Yeah,
it's just the problem that they kind of blew their load a little too early in the first season, where it's like, oh, we got, the Hand being foreshadowed with Madame Gao and, what was the guy's name? Nobu? Whatever his name is?
Yeah, Nobu. He was the head before Gao took over, I think.
Yeah, and then killing him off in the first season, and then bringing him back for no reason whatsoever, where you're just like, we could have got a better villain in his place, Just saying.
For all the people to go out of your way to resurrect via fucking pseudo-Lazarus pit, it was just like, oh, that guy? That I barely remember?
Yeah, I forgot who he was when they revealed him.
Yeah, you gotta go back and just like, I think you were in a ninja outfit last time I saw you, and then you got set on fire, but I can't be sure.
It was a vicious fight, though.
That was a pretty cool fight. Like, it was a neat fight. I don't like the fact that when I watch Daredevil, like, it's more of a ninja show than the Iron Fist show was. Mm-hmm. Like, that feels wrong to me. Like, I'm like, yeah, if you were to tell me that the Iron Fist show would be more like, it felt more like he was more of a street brawler, and then the Daredevil one was more of the ninja, I'd be like, that sounds flip-flopped and wrong.
It does.
I don't like it.
But don't get me wrong, I do love Daredevil's fight scenes. That's fucking awesome. So
we always go back to the hallway scene.
We do, and they have a hallway scene in here. I swear to God, like, we're gonna run out of hallways for them to fight in.
Yeah.
Eventually the villains are gonna wise up and just go into an open, wide area. They're gonna find them in a swimming pool at one point, just to avoid hallways.
Our arch enemy, parking lots.
damn it! How did you know?
But what are 3 cars together except for a hallway?
Not only am I not as effective, but now I have to pay for parking. You bastards!
Well, also good news too is that the showrunners for this for the Defenders, is the guys who did it Daredevil season 2. So it's like, okay, at least the fight scenes will be well directed, hopefully.
Yeah, and I actually have a lot of hope for the Defenders, and I'm interested to see what they do with the Iron Fist character when it's not being show run by, let's face it, a schmuck.
Yeah, like stop that.
I'm sorry, that guy's he's had every chance to do something interesting, and he's had really interesting properties to work with, like Dexter and Iron Fist, and he's chosen to do nothing with them. He shows no enthusiasm for what he's working on. And I'm sick of Jeff Loeb giving work to basically his friends or whatever in his little core group because, like, oh, you're with us, so we'll take care of you. I'm like, fuck you. Get someone that actually gives a shit and stop giving work to your friend. But I'm not a huge fan of Jeff Loeb to begin with either. I wish he wasn't really show running the TV universe.
Yeah.
That way we might not have Ultimate Spider-Man. But, yeah, anyway, we ready to move on to our next one?
Oh, one last thing. Have you seen that the early reviews have been out for the first 4 episodes?
Really? I did not see that.
Yeah.
What's the buzz? What's the word?
Okay, so yeah, a bunch of
What's the word on the street, Justin?
Yeah, well, these street level heroes and their street level reviews. But
what's the word in the hallways?
The word in the hallways is that so far the first 4 episodes, they're good. And that's about as much as people have been saying. It's like, yeah, it feels like they're doing that same thing that season 2 of Daredevil did, where it's like building up to something big at the end, but we're not sure just what yet. But I mean,
oh yeah,
it's a step up from Iron Fist at least. So,
well, this show was always going to be like my big thing is that okay, we're going to have a big fight in the middle, like near episode 4 and 5. We're going to have a big fight. And then they're going to recuperate, and then the next really big set piece with everyone in the costumes or whatever. Like, that whole fight with them with Daredevil and the smock or whatever, that's probably like, mid-season. And then the very end, like episode 7 or 8, will be the big, like, rooftop.
Standing in a line,
everyone in their fucking outfits, except only Daredevil really has an outfit. So like that'll be the end fight. Like that's basically what's going to be the structure of it.
I just imagine Daredevil walking around, just looking at the other guys. You guys look stupid.
You guys look dumb. Where's your goddamn armor?
Yeah. Well, and also, so is it implied in that one teaser they showed at Comic-Con that the Punisher's going to show up here, or is that just a teaser for his own show?
No, they did. That was a teaser for that Punisher will show up for like. My guess is he's only in there for one episode. Probably only one scene.
Okay.
And that he'll help him out of a jam really quick and then get out of there. Kind of like the very end of season 2 of Daredevil where he shows up, pops up, kills 2 ninjas, and then fucks off.
That was the weakest way to end off his character on that show. Just like, oh yeah, we've made another
Punisher. That was so dumb.
Yeah. It's just...
You got him, we have him in the fucking promos with a goddamn Gatling gun, and it's like, oh shit, there's like a rooftop full of ninjas. I wonder if a Gatling gun would be useful right now. And suddenly he just pops up, kills 2 ninjas, and that's it. I'm like, no! That would have been so cool to see him waste a fucking shit ton of ninjas with just like Gatling gun fire. Like, yeah! But anyway, we're not talking about Daredevil season 2. But yeah, even despite my initial disappointment for Iron Fist, I'm still... 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Yeah. Let's go math-wise, and, yeah. But, apparently, moving into our next one, they're having a similar problem with Justice League, into where reshoots are actually happening right now. Or I think they might already be done, now that I think about it.
I think they're still doing a little bit, but hey, mustaches are expensive, apparently, so.
We do gotta work on it. Ones. Apparently they're trying to work it in so that Wonder Woman is a much more prominent character.
Well, good, yeah.
Which, well, duh. I mean, that's what I'd do.
Well, and I'm sure Joss Whedon wants to put his own stamp on it too. Just like, okay, we got a lot of the Zack Snyder footage, but since he's actually editing the footage, it might as well put a little bit of his mark on it, kind of thing.
Well, he was gonna he had a pitch for his whole Wonder Woman movie, which, the actual script, I actually have the script, like the script went and floated around. It's not, I'm actually glad that they went with the other one.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I always thought, like, you were gonna make a Wonder Woman movie dressed by Joss Whedon? Duh, you should make that movie. And then I read the script and I'm kind of like, this is probably not gonna work exactly, you know? I actually thought, like, what they did was more simplified and actually much stronger for a first movie. But yeah, with that, should we give the Justice League trailer a chance here?
Sure, why not?
All right, yeah, let's give that a watch. Ooh, is Joker going to show up in the bank heist again?
We are tonight's entertainment. Oh, sorry, wrong side.
Oh shit.
Oh, look, that same shot from the first Wonder Woman.
Dude, this is tough.
That same leg sweep.
What did you do this weekend, Diana?
Dude, that's her thing, man. It's her signature move.
Okay.
The world remains in mourning after the death of the Superman.
Really?
Did we?
They can't make up their mind. Do we like Superman?
I thought we hated him. Yeah. What are we? Who? This whole world is fucking schizophrenic.
They said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to.
She is good.
Man, she is a beautiful actress.
We don't have any more time.
Oh, it's the island from Lost.
Doom.
Something is coming.
You know how everyone loves Darkseid? Well, here we're going to give you Darkseid's uncle.
God, that's dumb.
Steppenwolf.
Fucking Steppenwolf.
Yeah. And to be fair, I know nothing about Steppenwolf, so okay.
There's a reason.
Yeah. Cyborg. I don't know if you call affirmative action, but there's a reason why Cyborg's only now just needs to be in the Justice League.
Oh, totally.
Still think they could have just went with the Black Green Lantern.
Right?
Like all the others.
One misses the days when one's biggest concerns were exploding wind-up penguins.
Gosh, I love Jeremy Irons.
This is crazy.
I love Jerry Miners describing a much more fun version of Batman than I want to watch.
Each of us, in some way, is held back.
Don't engage alone. We'll do this together.
It's really cool. You guys seem ready.
Why is he swimming through the Speed Force?
You know, the fastest way to travel is through breaststrokes, just saying.
I guess.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of cool.
Relax, Alfred. I'll take it from here.
Do I know you?
Who the fuck are you? I know everyone else here, but who the hell is Cyborg?
Superman was a beacon to the world. He didn't just save people. He made them see the best parts of themselves.
Really? I feel like they're really trying to sell this whole Superman was amazing thing. And I haven't, trust me, I have not forgotten the last movie.
Yeah. He was so amazing the way that he flung himself into that one dude with a giant spear. Yay. Oh look, actual color.
Okay, that was a cool scene.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, some of this imagery is actually working.
Well, you notice like these shots here, they're a lot more red, a lot more like, bright
of you
color
are
in
there?
comparison.
Not enough. Do you really think that...
Oh shit!
Oh, wow, they really just vanish. Huh? Oh. That's rude.
Oh my god, a T-Rex!
I was just thinking that.
What, so someone just animated the one that might be in the Batcave?
You said you'd come. Now let's hope you're not too late.
So, Superman's magically revived?
Yeah, so that was the Justice League trailer, and yeah, everyone's guess as to who who could Alfred possibly be talking to?
Superman.
Now look, here's my thing. It's probably Superman because that would be the dumbest thing because DC doesn't realize how to keep a secret. But
they spoiled it in the ending of Batman vs Superman. Of course, it's Superman.
Yeah, but hear me out. If I was making this movie, I'd switch it around. That's fucking Nightwing instead. Let's have Nightwing show up and suddenly give a little more mythos to Batman.
Yeah, but why would it show the water rippling and stuff?
Well, everyone else is... Well, why would it show the water rippling with Superman? He'd fly in there.
Fair.
Unless he's knocking down the door to the Batcave, which would be rude.
Like Bizarro Superman.
Don't bring Bizarro into Superman.
I'm going to bring it in because
this movie is complicated enough. We don't need Bizarro Superman. My guess, some other people have guessed...
How about Solomon Grundy?
Some other people have guessed Green Lantern, that he would come in at the last minute. But I'm like, yeah, but then still it doesn't really... Look, the water rippling doesn't really make sense no matter who it is.
Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, because none of the superheroes have that like big of a gate to where just walking would make that happen. It'd have to be them knocking down a door or something. And even then, that doesn't make a shit ton of sense.
Well, if the Batcave is sealed off.
I guess... My guess is that whole thing is a misdirect.
Yeah.
At least that's what my thing would be. It probably is going to be Superman, and still that doesn't make a lot of sense to me with the glass scene. But I'll tell you what, it would feel wrong for a Justice League movie to not have Superman in it. Yeah. So, I mean, we make fun of like how bad they are at keeping a secret, but it does make sense he would be back for this one.
Yeah, well, maybe they shouldn't have bothered killing him off in the first place then.
And look, I'm not gonna lie, there's some parts in that trailer, you know what? There's quite a few parts in that trailer that do work for me. Wonder Woman, she does do her same 3 moves, but those same 3 moves remind me of the Wonder Woman movie, and that's a good thing, because I liked that movie. So that was smart to put that in the trailer. That whole thing where they all disappear and Flash is the only one to stick around, I find that funny.
I don't like the Flash though.
Well, the problem with the Flash is that the actor is not right. He's doing better. He's doing better. Like the quips or whatever that he has are fine.
It really hurts the fact that I've just recently watched Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
Yeah. You can't hold him to that credit though. Like that was the exact kind of right tone for Spider-Man, and Barry Allen's always been a little bit older, so it's weird to go younger.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, I love that actor, Ezra Miller. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, and he's a great actor.
He was fantastic in Perks of Being a Wallflower. He was, that was, like, I remember him from that role, from that movie, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is great. I can't wait to see what he does next. And then he's this, and I'm like, oh no. If anything, I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what.
I thought he had, like, one of the only laughs I liked in Suicide Squad, to be fair, too, so.
Yeah. But, and then, I kind of like, Commissioner Gordon being, Jonah Jameson.
Yeah,
like, that's amusing to me. There are neat action sequences in here where the heroes are combining and, like, throwing each other weapons and stuff like that. I think, who's kind of nailing this for me?
Aquaman.
I really like Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Yeah.
Well, he looks like he's having fun.
He looks like he's the only one on the team having a blast. It's like, what are we doing? Killing parademons? All right.
It's funny because I don't think Jason Momoa is all that great an actor, but he's just
I don't think so either. But he's got this like natural kind of charisma. He's got a charisma about him that I kind of like. I kind of dig that. He's like, dressed as a bat. I can dig it. Whatever. What are we doing? What are we doing?
It's definitely a different version of Aquaman too, and like the usual version of Aquaman is really dry.
Yeah, I know.
Which is ironic.
They're going for that more. They're going for that early 2000s Aquaman. When he had like the long hair and the total like.
Yes, the mullet Aquaman.
I can actually go with that.
Where basically who was like Water Conan, and you know what it does make sense. It gives them more of a you almost immediately get his personality just on how he looks. Yeah. Which is kind of important for a movie like this, which will have so little time to introduce everybody. He comes off and like, oh, I feel like I know this guy already just based off like how he acts. I'm like, it's good, and it's good short form storytelling for a story that's gonna need it. I'll tell you one thing. God, I hate Flash's costume. I hate it so much. I hate the armor. Why? Batman has tights. Batman finally has tights. And I'm like, they look great. That's the greatest Batman suit I have ever seen. And now suddenly we get to Flash, and I'm like, why can't we do tights? Like, why does it have to be armor? Why? I don't understand why armor is less ridiculous than tights.
Doesn't Flash have armor
equally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Injustice's costumes all fucking suck.
Okay.
I love Injustice. We just played Injustice 2, And I love that game. I love a lot of aspects about that game. I think it's great. But those costumes, man, I hate them. They're all over-designed, and I'm like, no. Adding more edges and jagged marks on it does not make it cooler.
And chin straps. Don't wear the chin straps.
At least he doesn't look like Cyborg, which I also still think looks pretty bad. But I'm more used to a very sleeker, rounded Cyborg. Mm-hmm. And obviously they're going with his technology is based off of the boom tube stuff from Apocalypse, so that's why he's all jaggedy Transformer looking. I don't know. But, yeah.
Overall, I'm just kind of still not holding out a lot of expectations for this movie, to be honest.
Well, okay, here's my biggest thing now is that the world is still in mourning after Superman. And then they had a previous trailer, which was where Cyborg was like, "Hey, Batman, I thought, I heard you weren't real." And it's like, I'm real when I have to be. And I'm like, okay, movie, decide what universe you're living in. Because in the previous movie, at least half the world hated Superman. If not more people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We all distrusted him.
And now he's supposed to be a beacon of hope. I'm like, nah.
Because he won one fight versus Doomsday that I'm imagining not many people had the chance to record through that fucking particle effects or whatever that they shot that final fight scene in.
Yeah.
And then Batman is established as a thing where he's branding criminals in jail where they have video evidence of it. And I'm just like, so what's the deal here, guys? What is the consistency? What is the continuity of your universe? And I know that it's not fair to compare them to Marvel, but Marvel wouldn't make that rookie of a mistake to where it's like, no, it's like, cause yeah, I'm not gonna say that there aren't inconsistencies in Marvel's continuity.
They're not quite as glaring.
Sometimes they miss stuff. Sometimes things don't quite add up. I'm not sure how the Spider-Man timeline quite fixes in with the whole Marvel timeline. I'm a little ambiguous on that.
Well, apparently they retconned some things for that too, to be fair, so.
Yeah. So sometimes some things get lost in the shuffle. This one, it's like right off the bat. No, everyone loved Superman. Everyone loved Superman. Since when? Like, you almost have to accept, it's like every movie you have to accept.
He was basically on trial?
Hmm? Yeah, well, it's like with Man of Steel, Superman, and Suicide Squad, you have to accept that each movie almost starts from a different fucking universe.
Actually, that could also fit very well into the Flashpoint thing.
Right? You see how that's actually becoming more of a relevant theory?
We have to merge all these separate timelines back together into one coherent sense narrative.
Alright, so here's my final thought on the Justice League movie. I think it won't be as bad as BVS. It looks like they already have some better dialogue, some more humor. It looks like the structure will probably be a little bit better. Like, at least we're having new characters come in and learning their story before we go into the final fight scene at the end, probably. Joss Whedon is in charge of like the reshoots and probably the editing now, and I know he knows how to structure a story to where we will go along at a better pace than BVS, which was glacial. It still won't be very good. Like, it won't, but so I guess my thing now is that, it probably won't be a dumpster fire. Yeah. So take that for what it's worth. I'm still thinking it's gonna disappoint me. But, Justin, what do you feel about it?
It's been looking better with each trailer. It's like, okay, so that first trailer was just kind of meh. You know, that first Comic-Con promo they did like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, so the jokes weren't really all that funny. It looked like more of the same. Second trailer, okay, we're seeing some more of the action. It still looks very Zack Snyder-ish, but at least stuff's happening. And then here it's like, okay, we're actually seeing some stuff that's actually like legitimately funny in a couple scenes. So, you know, I'm not fully there either, like the whole, like, oh, it's gonna be great. But I'm like, well, maybe there's some potential for it to be not sucky. I just want that. I just want a decent movie. Because even Wonder Woman, where I say I really like that movie, it's still heavily flawed in a few key areas. But
it has problems. And even when I reviewed it, I think I said that we are grading it on a curve just because it's the first DC movie that we've actually genuinely liked in a while.
Yep.
And I realize I'm grading it on a curve.
Oh yeah.
But look,
You take what you can get.
I was a desperate man. I was a desperate man searching for a well, and I'm like, I finally get my first taste of water, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best water I've ever tasted.
It probably has shit in it, but
but you know, to a thirsty man, you're like, no, this is almost champagne. But with that, should we talk about a movie or a second trailer? Because we have another second trailer for another comic book movie. This one had a very good first trailer. You guys ready to talk about Thor?
Yes, pretty much always.
Thor Ragnarok. So yeah, very interesting. Justin, how'd you feel about that first trailer?
I like that first trailer. Like, I mean, I have a weak spot for the Immigrant Song anyways when they played it.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, Led Zeppelin, you got my vote. But, yeah, I thought the first trailer looked pretty good. I haven't liked any of the Thor movies yet, so I'm still hesitant on that level. Just like, okay, you're trying to make me like a character who I've only liked in other people's movies. You know, if he's in Avengers, he's cool. If he's headlining a film, it usually kind of sucks. So,
well, look, Hulk is kind of the same way. Like, so it actually kind of makes a lot of sense for me for them to team up.
I like the Ed Norton Hulk movie. I don't care.
I do too, but it is kind of the redheaded stepchild of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where they kind of. But yeah, I did like Thor 1 as well too, but a lot of that had to deal with I thought Thor was going to be really bad, and then it turned out I was like, holy shit, that was way better than I thought it was going to be. I still think it was pretty good. Okay. I like the fact that they pretty much changed it up to where Thor was a dick and Odin was the cool guy. I'm like, that works better for me than in the comics where it's kind of switched around. But yeah, with that, should we load up some Thor Ragnarok here and give that a watch?
Well, hopefully we won't feel Thor afterwards.
Oh God, really?
So much has happened since I last saw you.
You always had Conklin rather ruling.
I lost my hammer, like yesterday, so that's still pretty fresh. And then I went on a journey of self-discovery. Where I met you. Where are we? You have no idea. How long the goddess of death has invaded Asgard?
Oh, I've missed this.
Dude, that was fucking awesome.
Did I win?
That's a heavy metal cover there.
That is. Like, I think that's half what Thor just steals from.
Doesn't sound right.
Oh, that's true.
I'm sure Chris Hemsworth's super happy not to wear that wig anymore.
He's dead.
Yeah.
And it'll be reborn and
Dude,
die in this.
Every other scene in this trailer is a poster that I want on the wall.
Stop her here and now to prevent Ragnarok.
Man, how uncomfortable is that texture?
No, it's probably heavy too.
Yeah.
Like the old days. Surprise! This is such fun.
Oh, it's a shot from Men in Black.
Yes.
He's a fighter.
Jeff Goldblum.
Here we go.
Mandatory shirtless shot.
Or a monster. I'm the goddess of death. What were you the god of again?
Ow.
Bitch, ask me that again.
Just in case you forgot, he is a god.
We're the same, you and I. Just a couple of hot-headed fools.
Yeah, same. Hulk like fire, Thor like water.
Well, kind of both like fire.
And Hulk like raging fire, Thor like smoldering fire.
Woo! And confuse the audience further with that random last shot.
Well, that's obviously Surtur, or supposed to be anyway.
I'm pretty sure that's a huge spoiler too. Like, way to blow that.
Surtur is supposed to be the one that comes around and causes Ragnarok, okay. Kind of. So it makes sense that he would show up at some point. But I did like that Hulk basically is just like, oh yeah, you're some chaos demon or whatever. Fuck you.
Nah, I'm just gonna hit you.
It's just like even like Hulk, like, dude, what you doing? But then again, I've seen Hulk take out some really impressive people before, so maybe Surtur might be in more trouble than he thinks he is.
Probably.
Okay, so yeah, this was the second Thor trailer, and yeah, I love all this. I like even the fucking subtitles and like the title screen changing into green neon and then fading out. I love the hot pink neon other title sequences. I love the heavy metal album covers that it sometimes switches into with the fucking Valkyries versus Hela.
It's hella cool.
I love the space. I love space gladiator Hulk fighting space gladiator Thor. I like Loki teaming up with Thor to shoot laser guns.
Down here and say what you didn't like.
There's nothing.
Okay.
There's basically nothing in this trailer that I didn't like.
Fine, that's much shorter.
I didn't like that this trailer ended, and I just didn't get to see the movie.
This wasn't the movie. I disliked it.
Look, and I know this probably won't be the best Marvel movie. It's going to be a little bit lighter. It's going to be a little more of a fun romp. I'm thinking they're not going to take this one very seriously.
It's going to be their shortest movie, so.
Yeah, it is gearing up to be maybe my favorite Marvel movie because...
Well, you pretty much knew that from the first trailer.
Look, I love Planet Hulk.
Yes, you do.
I've been on this podcast stating how much I love Planet Hulk. I think it's like one of my favorite Hulk runs. And I love the fact that they're finally doing it because they can't do it regular style because of the rights. Thor, I kind of like that they've really made Thor the butt of like the Avengers jokes, where he's just kind of dumb. Like for whatever reason, he's way more endearing to me that way, rather than kind of this snobby Shakespearean speaking kind of douche. I kind of like frat boy Thor. I'm not gonna lie, I like him.
No, me too. I think that's a way better choice. So
I think he's funny. Carl Urban. I love Carl Urban in anything. I forget what he's playing in this. Something called like the Devastator or something ridiculous.
The Violator?
He's playing Scourge in this movie.
Scourge, yes. Hela, who's playing Hela again?
Cate Blanchett.
Cate Blanchett.
Perfect. Like, I love Cate Blanchett. She's got a great, like, kind of that Ice Queen vibe, just like Tilda Swinton does, you know?
Dude, she is in this to win this. She is 100% committed to this role.
Oh, she's a double Oscar-nominated, Oscar-winning actor, so yeah, she takes it seriously.
No, she's just like, no, I'm the fucking goddess of death, and I'm having a fucking blast playing her. And then we get Jeff Goldblum as whatever alien weird creature he is. So, he might even be a human and just look alien to me. I don't know.
They actually said that he, I think, is the brother of the Collector. In this movie.
Oh, that makes sense. They obviously go to the same barber.
Yeah.
Or at least the same eyebrow stylist.
Give me the Will Ferrell.
Give me the Will Ferrell
the Mugatu.
The Mugatu, like, yeah, the Zoolander look. That one, yes. Yep. That is me. That is what the expression, expresses my personality of the hairstyle.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and we get Valkyrie in this one, too. Hulk is fighting Fenris the Wolf.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this movie's so weird.
Did they also have a giant snake to fight then?
Maybe.
Oh no, that's the Midgard serpent probably. So
Midgard serpent,
right? That's what I'm saying. Don't they have a giant snake to fight?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that probably will show up. I mean, we can't give everything in the trailer, I guess. So yeah, in this one apparently, Hulk has been Hulk for like 2 years, and he's been suppressing Banner for like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's on this fucking hostile gladiator space planet.
Right.
Kind of like in Planet Hulk, where he did that. So that's very interesting to me. I even like that, like, Thor can't even admit that he, like, lost a fight. Like, who won the fight? I did, easily. That doesn't sound quite right. Well, it happened, okay?
I was there.
Okay, well, maybe I should ask. Don't ask anyone. You don't have to. I won, that's alright. It's over. Yeah. I love that any shot from this trailer could easily be an 80s Trapper Keeper.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like fucking boats with fucking like flying canoes with lasers on them with, battle axes that also double as guns or whatever, as well as like, Pegasus riding with Valkyries riding on Pegasus attacking the goddess of death, who has the most ridiculous but awesome fucking crown I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're adding a lot of, it seems like, mythological creatures to this version of Thor. I hope they don't add Sleipnir, the six-legged horse, at least not for the original.
He was in the first Thor movie.
Yeah, hopefully his mother's not the same person as the original origin.
Yeah, well, I remember when Thor got in trouble and Odin had to come in and ride in and save him.
Do you know who his mother is?
I don't know my Norse mythology very well. Loki. I know who Thor and Odin are, and Loki.
No, Loki's his mother.
Oh, yeah, that's right. See, Norse mythology is weird.
I don't know if that's right, because I studied Norse mythology a lot, so, but okay.
I don't remember. All I remember is that there was some weird thing about everybody's baby daddy. Not unlike Zeus from Greek mythology.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, anyone else have anything they also want to gush on about this trailer? Because I don't got anything negative to say.
I really like this trailer, and I'm super excited for this movie.
There's only one thing I'm worried about for this one. So, Taika Waititi's directing this movie, and I still need to watch his other films, What We Do in the Shadows and The Hunt for the Wilder People. I hear they're great. But I'm always worried when they say that a lot of a movie is improvised. And sure enough, they said that apparently 80% of this movie is improvised takes. So, you know, and that's the thing is like, okay, maybe Taika Waititi, almost all of What We Do in the Shadows improvised, and everyone says it's like one of the funniest films of the last 10 years.
Yeah, okay. It does sometimes work, but then I think about how Ghostbusters felt like that.
Yeah.
And okay, there are exceptions to the rule, granted, but I'm more of the mind that please write a script, at least you can go off the script, that's fine, but have a script written down, please, and then go off of it if you need to. Because I don't like this, like, well, just say whatever and we'll take the best joke or whatever. That feels not very cohesive to me.
Yeah, so for it sounds like they at least have, like, a base storyline, and then they just go like, okay, do the take straightforward, and then we'll just improvise a take that feels natural based off that, so.
Okay, well, it's supposed to be a less serious movie, too. And you know what? Marvel is going to be over his back, too, so I don't think they'll have more of a guiding hand, probably.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be the shortest movie, like, I think, like, only 80-something minutes, so.
Oh, you want this one short.
Yeah.
You don't want this one to go on very long. And me, I would love if it went on like for 2 hours because I love the whole premise, the world of Thor and this the environment. But if you go on longer, you're gonna run into Thor 2: The Dark World problems of just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, so no, that it's probably very good that this one's shorter. Because it really isn't, it's not that complicated of a story. Hela basically comes down, starts to cause Ragnarok. Thor looks like he's gonna get hit off to a planet and he's gotta work his way back there to fight Hela.
Yep.
Not very complex, so...
And nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that at all. I think with Thor, probably better idea to keep it simple, rather than, with some of their, Thor the Dark World. Which, you know what, I don't even hate Thor the Dark World. I think it's probably easily the weakest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I still say Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2.
I literally don't remember that movie.
You know what? It fights for the spot for Iron Man 2 for me, I think.
And Iron Man 3.
No, Iron Man 3 is good.
No,
but everyone else in the world is wrong about that.
No.
Because I loves it.
Okay.
But with that, yeah, I'm super excited. I cannot wait. And yeah, I think that it's gonna be my favorite of the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far. I at least if they don't royally fuck it up, because it has all the things I want in it. Then again, like my favorite right now is like Winter Soldier still.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
But like a hair, because a lot of the other ones have reached pretty close to that. Civil War and even Guardians into its certain aspect is pretty fun too. Yeah, did you guys see that there was a trailer of Infinity War leaked from Comic-Con?
Well, yeah,
I saw the news.
What?
I saw the news of it. I didn't actually watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not. I saw some of it. I don't have it here, and it's really shitty quality. But yeah, the first thing you see is Thor floating in space and the Guardians picking him up. And it feels really right, because the Guardians universe and the universe we see from the Thor Ragnarok trailers seem very similar.
Oh, they seem all the neon.
Yeah, like it's like space via the 80s. And I love it. I love that shit. But yeah, should we start our next one here?
Alrighty.
Yeah. What do we got next here? Aha! Who here has read Ready Player One?
I have not.
You guys have not? I'm the only one?
Yep.
Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, Ready Player One is a novel kind of steeped in 80s pop culture, which we were just fittingly talking about.
No, steeped is putting it mildly. It's like literally...
It's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
It is drowning in 80s nostalgia. It is trying to escape the 80s nostalgia quicksand, and no one is helping it. And it's a fun book. Don't get me wrong. It's really fun. I always thought like this reads like a movie script rather than a novel. So it makes sense that they would make a movie out of it. Mm-hmm. I just never thought it would happen because literally the marketing rights would cost hundreds of $1 million on their own.
Really?
It's in the story.
Oh, just because there's so many different properties.
Yeah, no, they've worked like Ultraman and Voltron and Nightmare on Elm Street and like literally everything in that.
Okay.
There's a scene in the book, Travis, where the main guy, he's in the Oasis, which is their version of the internet, and he while he's riding, he's riding the ship from Firefly, the Serenity.
Okay.
He gets attacked by a Imperial Star Destroyer, and he works his way around, takes out a couple TIE fighters, and then uses a phaser gun from Star Trek to work his way in and to overtake like the Imperial ship and kill everybody on board.
Yeah, I can see where that'd be an issue.
Yeah, see how that one scene would cost how many millions of dollars?
Yep.
But yeah, it's going to be directed by Steven Spielberg.
Ooh. Okay, that definitely seems fitting.
Same guy who did the work for we just did it for Netflix and Kill, and now I'm blanking. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Mm-hmm. Well, he produced it. So
yeah, he produced it, but he was one of the people that was behind the scenes and helped the the property rights, and like he helped basically kind of negotiate
make it happen
where where we could use both Warner Brothers and Disney properties. Yeah. He was kind of the guy that helped that along, apparently, and so it kind of makes sense that he would do the same thing for this film. So yeah. Without further ado, let's see what they work in with that. So let's give it 1, 2, 3 a watch.
I live here in Columbus, Ohio. In 2045, it's still ranked the fastest growing city on Earth. But it sure doesn't seem like it when you live in the stacks.
Well, it's just growing upwards, apparently.
What's that lady doing in the background?
I don't know. I think she was dancing in her Oasis gear.
There's nowhere left to go.
Plus, you're telling me that someplace in Ohio is beating Austin as the fastest growing city? Not likely.
Well, nobody wants to move into the big cities, so I guess.
It's the only place that feels like I mean anything.
You don't.
A world where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
Okay, there's some hyperbolic stuff coming up here in this trailer.
Okay,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Cinematic game changer.
Iron Giant, baby!
Ernest Cline's holy grail of pop culture.
Okay, that's a little excessive.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger, oh no!
Sweet dreams.
And you think the trailer's over,
ready?
And then the rest of the trailer starts.
Yep.
Rush, I'm sold.
Easy sell.
I love Rush.
Yeah, it's a good fucking song.
Yeah, but they did take the most overplayed song on the radio, though.
It totally works with this type of trailer. Though.
Yeah. To be fair, what other song from Rush could you play in a trailer?
I'm sure they could find something. They have a lot.
Akira, DeLorean, Wrecking Ball from something.
I'm sure the Wrecking Ball is from the Fast and the Furious movie somehow.
Well, that was an odd way to end the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's still not over.
Oh my god, Kingdom Hearts, they're bringing in another property.
Dude, you know what?
God,
if they did that would be amazing.
That'd be way too many properties. Like, Kingdom Hearts itself is so many properties.
Okay, so yeah, that was the trailer for Ready Player One. So yeah, we saw the Iron Giant, I saw Deadpool, we saw a DeLorean,
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. It basically gives us none of the story. So the basic story is, this kid, he discovers, in the Oasis, there's kind of this lost Easter egg challenge that the original creator died, and he left behind this legacy of like, a bunch of video game people who develop video games, they used to hide Easter eggs in their video games and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I would do the same thing, only mine are super complicated, and once you figure it out what the Easter eggs are, you own the Oasis. No. You basically own the internet.
Okay. Hand it over, Al Gore.
So everyone scrambles to try and find it, and no one can even find the first clue. So it's like a long rumor for like years. And then this kid accidentally like finds it one day and kicks up the search all over again.
Oh jeez.
And he becomes famous like overnight in the Oasis world. And it's basically a big allegory for, you know, internet culture and nostalgia and it's basically like it's like a big reward for your subversion into pop culture. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's Willy Wonka made for people who are big video game nerds, or pop culture nerds.
Yes, that's a perfect way to put it.
Well, even so much so that the music's playing in the trailers. It's a rendition of the World of Imagination song.
Yeah, that's what I noticed in the beginning too. Is that it's like the whole world of imagination. That was pretty cool, and I actually really liked it. I thought that was really interesting. And then of course the Rush song plays, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. This basically reminds me of that Futurama episode mm-hmm. where he's like he played that video game episode in Futurama where he's like he needs this Rush mixtape in order to play Space Invaders.
It's Saturday night. I have no date. A 2-liter bottle of Shasta and my all Rush mixtape. Let's
do this. So yeah, a lot of this feels right. Now, what I will say is that I don't know if it's just me, but how fucking dark everything is in this trailer. I have a hard time seeing a lot of what's going on.
Yeah. I'm sure that's how they got away with a lot of the copyright stuff. Just like, well, it's not exactly Deadpool. It's not exactly the Iron Giant.
And I think that's what they're doing to try and get away with it. But I think it also has diminishing returns of, I just can't tell who a lot of these people are.
Yeah.
Unless I'm super, I got Deadpool, Iron Giant, and some of the other, the DeLorean, which they really clearly stated. But then there's that scene in the club where everyone's pausing it to try and figure out who's in there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, but in the movie, I won't be able to pause to see who all this thing is, so it's not gonna really work for me.
And unless it's one of those movies where you want to watch it multiple times to actually get the jokes too, like Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Where you have to keep watching that movie just to get all the references, but it's also just a good movie. So unless it's like that, it's not going to be worth your time.
Well, even there's that scorpion sequence where that metal scorpion is killing everybody, and I'm like, I actually don't recognize almost anybody in this sequence.
I want to say
too hard.
I want to say that Scorpion's Quick Strike, or either it's Quick Strike from Transformers, or it's one of the Scorpions from the Clash of the Titans. But either or.
But I think it was a robot, so I'm pretty sure it was a Transformer. But again, it's so dark, I can't quite tell.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the big appeal of the book, is just like, oh my god, they're referencing so many things. Mm-hmm. And in this one, it's going to be like, I'm not down with this if a lot of these action sequences are going to be just like, oh, you can kind of sort of see Harley Quinn in the background getting shot up or whatever by, like RoboCop or something. I don't know.
Dude, wouldn't that be crazy if the actual movie, they just turned on the lights and you can see all the references? Just like...
Yes. Just like I know there's going to at least be one pass of this where they have the rendering lights completely on so you can see everybody. Other than that...
But Nick, imagine if they all stood in a line.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do recognize there's a reason that one of the main things we do see is an orc from World of Warcraft. It's just that they probably don't have to pay the rights because they can just do a generic orc.
Yeah. Okay, was that an orc from World of Warcraft, or was it one of the ones from The Hobbit? Because it looked like that pale orc, Azog or whatever.
See, that's what the trick is, that you can't prove it's from either one.
True.
Because for me, later, the gray one, when it was in the other light, it looked like the Hobbit orc. But when it was in the darker light, it looked more green to me, which made me think World of Warcraft. Mm. And maybe they're two completely different characters. I mean, they looked kind of the same, but you only get to see them for a half second. And don't get me wrong, I'm super into watching the DeLorean try and outrun wrecking balls and 1,000 different cops in unison via Blues Brothers style. I think that's hilarious. But I don't know
You're just being objective.
But I don't know if it'll hold my attention for... I'm gonna guess 2.5 hours.
I don't know if it's gonna actually be that long, because, Spielberg, he only reserves his super long movies for like his historical stuff, like for like Bridge of Spies and Saving Private Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming it'll probably be a good like hour and a half, 2 hour range kind of thing. And
I don't think it'll be less than 2 hours, but
maybe. But I trust Spielberg more often than not because he's one of the master craftsmen of all film. So
he is good.
That guy, I have had some disappointments with him in his later work, but man, you got to admit that he has some of the classics we hold up as modern cinematic classics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's been right there. He's been in he's had his nose in it. And it's very appropriate that he would make a film about pop culture and, things that are just permeated throughout pop culture when he's been such a big part of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It does make a lot of sense. So yeah, mark me down as maybe not as super excited. Like, I'll have to see another trailer to see how many scenes are shot in the dark like that. Cause I'm not really crazy about that, but I'm definitely curious. But yeah, anyone else have anything to add before we move to our next one?
Nope, I'm good.
I like the fact I like the fact too that there's some good actors involved because you got Ty Sheridan is the lead character there, who we saw in Mud and X-Men Apocalypse, which X-Men Apocalypse was standing. He's a good actor that I've seen in other films, so here's hoping. But Simon Pegg's in this, T.J. Miller, Ben Mendelsohn, Mark Rylance, because he's now like Spielberg's BFF because of Bridge of Spies apparently. So, but at least you got some solid like anchors for the story. So okay, I'm totally be interested. But I agree with you. I need to see another trailer to see more of the story in that sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting line for them to toe. I think we'll have to see. Like, I'm expecting maybe at least one lawsuit before this is done.
Yeah, we'll see on that one.
There's way too many characters. They're gonna slip up and put someone in there they're not supposed to.
Mess with Disney.
It'll be some innocuous character too, like, oh, you put in a Fluttershy from My Little Pony, we're gonna sue you.
Yeah, well, you notice there wasn't. I don't see any Star Wars shit in there, or like any Marvel superheroes or whatever. I did see Deadpool, but that's Fox, so that I don't think maybe they are a little more confident in them not getting in on it. I think they're a little scared to mess with the mouse.
Who's actually making this film?
Warner Brothers.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, so that's why the Iron Giant's a main character now, because he's not in the book originally, if I remember.
No, he's not in the book at all. I think they're replacing him because the original ending ends with everyone in a big giant mech fight with the bad guys have Mechagodzilla. And the good guys have a mixture of Gundam fighters. The Ultraman, I think, makes an appearance in the final fight as well. And then Larpedon, which is the fucking, or Leopardon. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's the robot from the original Japanese Spider-Man show that he would jump into to fight the giant creature at the end of it. Which I always thought, like, that's fucking amazing! But then again, yeah, that wouldn't make sense to put into a movie because almost all of your audience would go, what the fuck is that? I mean, they'll probably still do that with the Iron Giant, and it wasn't that big of a success. It is a cult classic, so they probably won't run into the problem as much, but yeah, very interesting. Anyway, what's next up on the... Oh, since we're speaking of nostalgia, should we get in some 90s nostalgia?
I always love it.
You guys remember the show Hey Arnold, right?
I love it.
Hey Arnold was such a fucking good show.
It was.
Like, can we talk about like how good of a show Hey Arnold was for a second?
I own the box set, so I have.
Do you own the box set?
Yeah, I have the whole series, and I love that show. It's just it's so deceptively clever for like a children's programming show. It manages to speak on things that kids can understand on a child level, but it's also adult concepts, midlife crisis, the fear of death in some cases, the fear of suicide, things that you wouldn't think to talk about on this kind of level, but it's perfectly accessible.
And not even just like hard concepts like that, but also like the fear of like change or the fear of moving on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I always appreciated that everyone had their stereotypical look, like everyone had their own stereotypical character. But then almost everyone had their own episode where Arnold would help them out with something, like maybe they had a secret passion that they were embarrassed of because it didn't fit their stereotype, or maybe they didn't what's the name of his bully?
Harold. Yeah.
No, Harold was his friend, right?
No, George.
No, it's George, right?
No, Gerald.
Gerald was his friend, Harold was the bully.
Right. Yeah.
So Harold, I always liked Harold because he was always the bully, but then he had an episode where, like Arnold would kind of like, you know what? I think you could have more friends if you know, just, if you didn't feel like you had to do like, and it was more like, I'm just afraid of people rejecting me sort of thing, and he kind of like, Arnold helped him work out to be more like a less of an angry person, and I was like, damn, that was really cool, and like, and he was kind of cooler the rest of the show, too.
Yeah. Well, they turned him from a one-dimensional bully character, because that's what he was the first season. But then it's like, oh, we introduced his Jewish background. We introduced him dealing with his weight problem. We deal with him developing a relationship with Patty, the other bully character. And they did that with all the characters. So that was really great.
We learned he's just kind of insecure. Yeah. And it's like, and it was cool because even after that episode, he was a nicer character after that. Like, it kept the continuity. To where, like, every time Arnold would change someone's life, it would reflect in the rest of the show, which was really cool. But yeah, let's see because they got a movie coming out to finish off that story. So, without further ado, let's give that a watch. Well, they definitely upped the animation a little bit.
This is incredible. Everyone's here. You better have a seat, Arnold. Why? What's going on? Lights! The legend
everything
of
you
Arnold
love from the TV
will
show
be passed down from kid generation to kid generation and onward. And Gerald is the keeper of all legends, the teller of all tales. Take it away, Gerald.
I love how they have this weird kind of mythology around their kids' childhood.
Force for decency, doer of good. He's the most dependable, trusty, true blue friend I can imagine.
Okay, who's holding the camera?
You know that answer already.
Oh, yeah.
There's a funny story behind that. I'll have to tell you afterwards.
I would have never left my stoop. And now look at me, sitting on the biggest stoop in the city. And it's all because of Arnold. Now I can harass people from my stoop and from off my stoop.
Good for you, Stoop Kid. You do you, Stoop Kid.
Guy's got a great heart.
Of all the people that I thought they would reference, I didn't think Stoop Kid would be the first one.
Really?
I remember Stoop Kid. Yeah. Stoop Kid scared the shit out of me.
Oh, well, they modernized it with iPhones.
And remade my career. I get applause from fans, but Arnold's the real star.
Thank you, Frank Sinatra.
Arnold helped me escape.
Oh, Pigeon Man!
Oh, makes me cry.
Wasn't it like that he kind of killed himself at the end of that episode?
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, wait, you're dead.
It's a metaphor.
Okay.
Treated me just like
I love Patty. I thought she was a really great character.
You know.
Yeah, she was interesting.
I'll never forget that, Arnold.
Oscar! Darn it, now I'm gonna go watch a bunch of Halo episodes after this.
Right?
Until Arnold showed me my sensitive side.
Arnold. Never heard of him. Arnold almost killed me. But then, saved my life. Got me a new fish. Kept me from going back. Thanks, Arnold. What a pal.
The jinx.
Aww.
They clearly changed the voice actor, but oh well.
That's Arnold. And that's
can't get everybody back. Pretty big cast.
San Lorenzo. Because he's done so much for others. He's a humanitarian, just like his parents, and the helpers for humanity.
Monkey Man!
Oh, Monkey Man! Holy shit! Completely forgot about Monkey Man.
So many flashbacks.
Fuck those kids.
Stanky Peterson.
So yeah, that was the trailer for Hey Arnold.
So, I got a couple facts on this one.
Yeah, hit it up, man. What do you got?
All right. Well, first of all, obviously, the reason this movie exists is because they were going to make a sequel film to the first Hey Arnold movie, because it was a tie-in to the final episode of the show where Arnold finds that journal with the map of San Lorenzo where his parents may be.
Yeah.
But the problem is that no one liked the first movie very much, and by that point, the show was kind of running its course. So it's like, okay, the last season was not as strong as the rest of the show, so it just kind of fell through. It was like, oh yeah, that jungle movie, not gonna happen. But, now that it's built up this nostalgia case, there's been a renewed interest. People have rediscovered the show and just like, yeah, of all the shows on the 90s, this one's probably held up the best out of all of them. So, I guess with this enough fan campaigning, Craig Bartlett, the creator, just like, yep, we got support, and now we're going to do this one movie to tie up that huge cliffhanger that we never resolved. But the funny thing is, what you say about who's holding the camera, there was actually an extended trailer for this one, and I actually have it because I downloaded it when it first came out.
I saw that one too. I thought this was the one we were playing, but obviously I misread it, where it was like Helga actually looks like she helped put together that presentation.
Of course.
Yeah, with everybody.
Yeah, which they definitely allude to the fact where they're like, oh, you gotta thank Helga, because she had all the no, because Helga was just trying to stop him from saying that she's been stalking Arnold throughout the entire show. But so apparently Viacom made some trademark claim, though, and they shut that down, so you can't find it anywhere now.
Damn. Yeah, that was pretty funny, because then like they had the reporter outside reporting on that news story, and then Helga runs down and starts dancing or whatever.
Oh yeah, because Arnold touches her, and she's just like,
That's such a weird relationship too, of just like, oh my god, are we still doing this?
Now, I wonder how much this is going to change, because apparently the original script, or at least pieces of it, were floating around the internet for a while. And so they hinted at a few things that may or may not happen in this movie from that version. So I'm curious how much they're going to keep that, or they're just going to completely rewrite it.
Yeah, and apparently in the original, like when they still had the scripts for the other seasons, the creator was stated saying that later in the series, Helga would admit her feelings for Arnold, and he wouldn't return them, and she'd have to come to realize that her relationship with him was unhealthy, and he was going to make a very realistic portrayal of someone trying to have to get over her obsession and stalking with this guy. Well, but that makes sense, because that would happen in our Hey Arnold episodes.
It's also like fourth graders.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm like, and in my back of my mind, I realize that I'm like, I actually get it. I'm like, yes, this relationship isn't very healthy. It's not good that she makes shrines of him out of his used gum. That is scary levels of alarm bells going off.
Yeah, to be fair though, if you know her family, it kind of makes sense, so.
Oh yeah, the more you learn about her, it's just like, oh shit, yeah, it kind of makes sense that she would basically worship the only guy that's like seems to be emotionally sensitive throughout her whole like neighborhood.
But the only person who like gave her something without expecting something else in return.
Yeah, and it's her. I think, in my opinion, I think Helga is actually one of the more fascinating characters of the show.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Especially when you deal any episode dealing with her family is fucking fascinating as shit.
Oh yeah.
Like her older sister, her dad, all those kids. Like her, even her mom had like a drinking problem.
Oh, she was
yeah. It's implied. It's never directly stated, but it's very clearly that she's an alcoholic to some degree.
But oh yeah, she definitely likes her sauce. Yeah, it was a very adult show now that I think about it. And yeah, Pigeon Man, he's supposed to be fucking dead.
Metaphor. That's a metaphor.
Because, okay, yeah, I guess we're just accepting that was a metaphor. Because I remember how that episode ended, where he flies off, quote unquote, with the birds. Yes, and I'm just like...
See, you had to use finger quotes, so it's a metaphor.
Okay.
Also, they brought back the turtle, and didn't they free him into the ocean and he never returned? So
I'm pretty sure that turtle shouldn't be there either, but I'm not 100%. Maybe I'm not remembering that episode right, but I'm pretty sure that turtle is gone.
Yep.
But yeah, like the first one they mentioned is Stoop Kid. I'm like, oh, Stoop Kid? My God. I love that shit.
No, there's so many great Hey Arnold episodes. Like if you just go back, especially during its heyday, like in the middle of the show, there's just some great moments that you can relive.
Well, I remember one episode taught me about economics where Gerald sold watches that never broke, and he actually screwed himself over. Yeah, and he screwed himself over because he sold to everyone into a small marketplace because he couldn't expand outwards, and it was this big fucking pyramid scheme. And I was just like, it was fucking riveting. Like it was like I loved like watching him struggle. But yeah, if we want to keep the
nostalgia train,
nostalgia train rolling, should we move on to our next trailer?
Well, I'll just say too that this looks pretty good. Like,
no, I would say I'm very excited. I'm really interested to see what they do with this. And I love this trailer because it reminds me everything I love about this show, and it almost reveals nothing about the actual movie.
No,
yeah, exactly.
So
my only problem would be that they probably didn't get all the voice actors, and it's going to be annoying.
It would be almost impossible.
Well, yeah, because some of them are too old. Some of them can't do the voice anymore.
Oh, I know. Yeah. it's still going to be annoying.
It sounds like they got Arnold, Helga, and Gerald, which are like probably the biggest three. I didn't hear did his grandpa talk?
Yeah, in the deleted part of that other trailer, he does speak, and it's Dan Castanella. So
Did they get him? Did they get him back?
Yep, they did.
Awesome. Okay, cool. He would be important to get to. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Eugene is different. I think Harold might be. Is Harold the same guy? I'm having a hard time remembering his voice.
He sounds a little different, but to be fair, it might
maybe
be
he just got a little older.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get everybody back would be a little too good to be true, I think.
Yeah, it's been over a decade, so I wouldn't doubt it. So
yeah. But yeah, with that, should we move on to our next 90s nostalgia?
Speaking of over a decade.
Who remembers Rocco's Modern Life?
I do.
It
was fucked up.
God, that was such a weird fucking show.
Not as weird as Ren and Stimpy, but almost there.
It was in that in-between spot of like Ren and Stimpy and like I feel like it was its day, it was its day's Fairly Odd Parents of just like random humor, but way more adult.
Mm-hmm.
Like it dealt with really weird fucking shit. Rocco like ran a phone sex line.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And he almost fucked his neighbor's wife, like the Miss Toad.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
Didn't he marry like Filbert as I think in one episode?
I think yes. I think they might have done that.
Yeah.
And like his best friend's a heifer who was adopted by and raised by wolves.
Who's also a cannibal, clearly, because he eats burgers and chicken and everything else, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember one episode he choked on a chicken bone and Rocco had to go inside him, like, Fantastic Voyage style to get it. To get the chicken bone on. And meanwhile, Heifer is, like, flashing with the Grim Reaper showing all of his misdeeds, showing him why he's such a shit person.
Oh no, even that one where he almost dies because he ate like 1,000 bags of potato chips and they're reliving all their memories with Heifer and all of them suck because he's just a horrible person.
It's like a reverse Wonderful Life where it would show like, man, it would be really cool if your dumbass weren't around. Like,
so mean.
Like, no, but that show was mean. That show was fucking mean, man. But I loved it for whatever reason.
Oh, me too.
It was oddly fascinating.
But yeah, without further ado, let's see what we got for a new remake. We got the Comic-Con sneak peek apparently called Static Cling, so let's give that a watch.
We're home.
Spunky.
Innocently in nature.
Fellas?
Yeah?
I don't think we're in the 90s anymore.
It's the Trump future.
That theme song's getting me, man.
Get it? Because, like, Starbucks?
Yes. There's one in every corner.
So these have to be computer drawn, right?
Yeah, man, it really looks like the original animation style, only up-resed a little bit.
Yeah.
But where are all the buttons?
10.
This was a joke clearly from Futurama.
Oh yeah. We got a back order of Slurm we gotta get through.
Job. But where's the door? Where are the comics?
I want that machine.
Okay, that's cool. Shut up, Rocco. I like this universe.
Okay, the thing so far that's the most believable is this respawn.
Okay, this is...
What did you get, Rocco?
Poisoning.
No more games.
Oh,
this
those
time,
nipples.
it's personal.
It's so realistic.
And now it's Akira.
Rocco! Canada! Hey, it's the Grim Reaper!
That guy always freaks me out.
Hey, sweetie. The 21st century is a very dangerous century.
All right, so that was the sneak peek of Rocko's Modern Life.
That was interesting.
That was interesting. Remind me how weird that fucking show is.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm really like super excited just yet, but I'm curious.
Indeed. I don't know if this one, like, Hey Arnold, I don't know, for some reason it really struck me as like, man, I miss this fucking show.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really tell you why it worked for me better than this one.
Well, I think it's because this one had to force you to be like, oh look, they realize that they're from the 90s and it's gonna be such a culture shock having to adapt. So I'm like, and Hey Arnold's just like, no, we got this. We can easily adapt to the new century.
Yeah.
It's not so meta. Like this one, it feels like they're really trying to play on the whole, like, get it? Because Rocko was a 90s cartoon and now it's the 21st century. Which
And
apparently
I feel like
is
that's
the
gonna
plot.
be like the only joke.
Yeah, that's the plot of the movie, essentially. So.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, I kind of like that. I kind of like that Rocko is not down with the 21st century. He was very comfortable in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the joke of just like, I don't know what to do with myself in this modern world. I'll tell you what, I like the animation immediately. It's like it's very similar to the original animation, but it's actually computer, like with the computer they've obviously been able to smooth out some of those rougher, because I remember the show every once in a while would look downright ugly. Like that was one of the worst things about it, was just that sometimes it was like, especially the backgrounds and stuff where they had to animate on the cheap, it really looked kind of like you could really tell they had to skimp and save some bucks.
Yeah, and wasn't it one of the
places.
early Nickelodeon cartoons back in the day? Like one of their first?
It was a real early one. Was it 92? Like 92 was it out? 94?
Don't remember.
Likely, because I mean, it came out at the same time. Like Rugrats, Stimpy, Ren and Stimpy, and Rocko, I think, were some of the first, like that first wave of cartoons. And
they all had that very similar look. You know, like even Hey Arnold was kind of a step up with its animation.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I do like, you know, seeing some of the old characters. I like that. Rocko sounds pretty much exactly the same.
Yep, it's the same actor, so yeah.
Yep, so that's cool. I like that. I don't know, maybe something just about like this humor, this style of humor. Maybe we've moved away from that style a little bit.
No, because I mean, if you notice, it's very similar to what's on Nickelodeon nowadays, like that very kind of hyperactive.
Yeah, I guess. Then again, I don't watch much Nickelodeon cartoons anymore.
I don't either, but you know,
I tried to watch some of that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show for a while, but that was about it.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing is, like, I know, like, when you say, like, what's the difference between this and Hey Arnold? Well, even back in the day, Hey Arnold was much more grounded of a show, because it, you know, like we said, like, it doesn't make a big deal about itself being a certain time period. Like, yeah, it was made in the 90s, but it's telling a story. It's telling a character-driven story with really human characters. And here, they are cartoon characters. They are very silly, over-exaggerated archetypes, so...
Yeah, nothing was more important than the gag. Like, continuity or characters, that was all secondary to whatever the joke was at the time.
Well, they didn't really even have continuity back then, really.
I think they barely had it. Like, the Turtles' girlfriend used to show back up when he started dating her.
Oh, Mrs. Hutchinson, whatever her name is?
Yeah, the dentist with the hook. Was that I'm remembering right?
Yeah, no, they had some continuity. It was just very silly. Like, because they also introduced Mr. Bighead's son as a recurring character.
Yeah, that dick.
Yeah,
I remember him.
He's the Grimes or whatever of the Simpsons. Like, he's the equivalent of that, essentially.
I always remember hating him. He'd show up in an episode. I'm like, fuck this guy.
And the whole gag is like, oh yeah, cartoonists are kind of a-holes. You know, just like, get it? Because, like, us. You know?
Yeah. So meta.
Although now, you know, if they're bringing back Hey Arnold and Rocko's Modern Life, I want Cat Dog.
I was just gonna... Dude, you and me, man. That's why you're my co-host. Because I was thinking like, dude, I would so be down for a Cat Dog movie.
I would too.
But Cat Dog kind of ended. Like, they had a final episode that resolved everything, to be fair.
It did, though, but I want just like one further adventure that could be in the continuity or could not be. And I don't want a reboot show. Like, I don't want a TV show. I don't think they could sustain it for that long. But I would like to see another movie. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, and you know, and apparently we're actually getting another Nicktoons movie, because there's that one they've been tossing around, but it's like, oh yeah, all the Nicktoons exist in the same universe. Some film they're making in the future with the guy who did Napoleon Dynamite as the director. So...
Yeah, that is very interesting to me, because the Nicktoons have some really strange properties or whatever that I'm very interested in. I remember really liking Danny Phantom was like one of the last things I really remember liking.
That was a good show.
Yeah,
that was a good fucking show, man.
Except for the last season, it was a good show.
You know what? And I'll even cut the last season some slack. I think they had a shake up in the writing team, so I think that I'm not sure if they knew they were going to end or whatever. No. I mean, I still preferred the previous seasons, but I didn't think it was awful.
Yeah, well, from what I've gathered, like, Butch Hartman shows, they're only good for a certain number of seasons, and then he just gets bored with the property. Because for the Odd Parents, it's the same problem. It's like, oh, it was really, really good for those first 3 seasons, and then it's just like, whatever.
Then it's kind of start recycling things.
Yeah, and same with, whatever the Pound Puppy... Well, no, that Pound Puppy show was just terrible, so who cares?
Well, as soon as we start, because I remember Danny Phantom where it was just like, oh man, it's so cool, all the different ghosts that were being very inventive. And then suddenly they kind of stopped inventing new ghosts and started just teaming up previous old ghosts and stuff.
That's fine to an
which was also cool for a while.
Yeah.
To get to see some of the other ones team up in different teams. Mm-hmm. But then after a while, you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. Here. There's no more new things coming up very much.
They were just starting to get a little too comfortable with themselves. And then the final episode, he fights an asteroid. You know, a thing that cannot talk or fight back against you. Like, after the Ghost King and his own time travel version of himself, we get an asteroid to finish the whole show off of.
Okay, look, the time travel version of himself, that was fucking cool.
That was their best episode.
I'll tell you what, that was like, you remember that episode?
Oh yeah.
That was awesome! Like, that was like, where
let's mark on our calendars right now. Nick said awesome and time travel in the same sentence.
Look, dude. It was a cartoon show that already had ghost physics in it, so I'm gonna let that time travel shit go.
There.
Plus, it was like that where he turns into an evil version of himself, and then he has to team up with the other ghosts who have been getting the shit kicked out of him by the badass Danny Phantom for how long, and they're all like, he basically creates a post-apocalypse that he has to fight himself. Yeah. Like, that's awesome.
And he grows up to be Eric freaking Roberts.
This is like if Mad Max had to go back in time, fight himself as a ghost. Like, that is fucking amazing to me. Like, that is just... Okay, so we're not talking about Danny Phantom, because we got at least one more trailer to talk about.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? We should just have a Nicktoons podcast one day. Like, I feel like we can talk about it for hours.
Dude, I could talk Nicktoons, like, forever.
I think that's, like, one of the reasons we started the podcast, is we did that kind of thing too often, where we sit here and just talk about that shit.
Yeah.
Dude,
you remember that one episode of fucking Pizza Cats? Or, no, wait, that wasn't even Nicktoons, was it?
No.
I was trying to think of, like, a really obscure Nicktoon that no one else watched, but...
Angry Beavers?
Angry Beavers. We can't get started on Angry Beavers.
My dad is a rock star. Do you remember that one?
No one remembers that one.
That really crappy cartoon they made in their later seasons?
Yeah. But anyway, should we move on to our last trailer?
All right.
Because we got the trailer for Stranger Things Season 2 coming.
Ooh. Sweet.
We can't get out of here without talking about that, so let's give that a watch.
We gotta do this?
Man, it's a nostalgic night.
It is. It's either stuff that is from the 90s
fucking
or...
Dragon Slayer.
God, playing this game is actually super difficult, too.
No! They almost made it to the last level! That was actually really heartbreaking for me, I'm not gonna lie.
Full admittance, too, I haven't finished this season of Stranger Things, but now I really want to. Just because of the preview here.
Stranger Things
is
super good.
Oh yeah, it's great. The one good thing Sean Levy's ever done in his career. Cthulhu!
Oh, damn.
You okay?
No.
I am tripping. Yeah, more people have to watch Stranger Things.
Nothing's gonna go back to the way that it was.
I mean, it was a huge hit, to be fair, but...
But more people have to watch it.
I saw something.
Getting that thriller music in the background.
What is it?
Give me that Vincent Price. Give it to me.
I don't know. I felt it everywhere.
He is definitely her son, because they cry like crazy in this scene.
Drop of a hat.
Close at hand.
Oh, the donuts are out.
To terrorize your neighborhood.
Did you see that Bush Reagan side? That's awesome.
I still see her.
must stand and face the
I'm really loving the Halloween theme going on.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Oh yeah.
inside a corpse.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there either. But...
Whatever is happening is spreading from this place.
It's so good looking. Wait, shot. Look at that.
Everyone else.
Dude, I want to watch this first season again.
Yeah.
Sean Astin?
Yep, he's in this.
Fuck yeah.
If you're out there, just please give me a sign.
Yay.
Oh no, that character we didn't know was actually returning this season, but it was totally obvious.
Yeah, it's still awesome.
How are you gonna do a season without her? God, I love that laugh. Woo!
Okay, that looks super fucking
That was
All right. That was awesome. That was the trailer for Stranger Things Season 2. So, yeah. Okay. I love the look and the feel of the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
That, like Travis was saying, that Halloween theme. Wow, that is rocking for it. I love it. So good. The Thriller song, fantastic. That makes a lot of sense, especially with the theme that they're trying to go with right now. I like the upping the stakes of like, oh, now there's like Cthulhu level monsters after them. The kids look like they're getting a little bit older, like they're getting a little bit bigger. They're suffering from that Harry Potter syndrome of just like the actors getting, aging faster than I think the show would want them to.
They still look young enough, not too too old.
They still got probably another season if they want to use these same kids again.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think they said that it's going to be a limited show. Like, there's only going to be like maybe 1 or 2 more seasons after this. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think it's a premise you can stretch very far.
No.
I love that the Ghostbuster outfits are very like, man, those are great Ghostbuster outfits for like the 80s.
Yeah, for how poor those kids are, I think like they're not like rich or anything. It's like, but those are some Hollywood level Ghostbuster outfits. So
those are some high level cosplay effects right there. They're going to be a hit at conventions later in life. One question. Mm-hmm. How does their trap actually catch something?
That's a good question.
Well, maybe it's a small little monster, but I don't know.
Because that's odd that it would actually catch something. But yeah, I love to see Elle back. That was her name, right?
No, 11.
The girl. Was it 11? That's right.
Yeah.
11. She was like probably the best part about season 1. I really liked her.
No, Elle is Death Note. We're not watching that.
Yeah, we're not watching that one. Sheriff is back. I love him. We see the creepy brother along with Winona Ryder as the mom back.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're gonna see. I didn't see much. I saw one shot of the boyfriend.
Right.
Remember the boyfriend character?
Well, didn't he die the last season?
No, he did not.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure if you're done yet.
No, I admit it. I'm a little behind on the first season, but I thought he
has a turn that's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
That I actually really like with him.
Okay.
He develops quite well as a character.
Like, you look at him and you think, like, oh, I know where this is going. And it actually doesn't. Like, it actually really, like, I was really shocked that it did not go the way I thought it was gonna go. But yeah, this, I'm again, another trailer that I don't have very much negative to say about it, because this is,
we were basically ready for a second season as soon as the first one ended.
Yeah, we were ready for this one. And, yeah, this... normally I complain about nostalgia so much, like why are they rehashing everything? But I don't know, I guess today I'm either in a good mood today, or maybe they're hitting up the right properties, because I'm kind of in for almost all of these, like right now.
Well, I think what helps with Stranger Things is that it has a good story behind all the nostalgia. Like, it's not just resting on the laurels kind of thing.
You see that, you know what, Justin, I could kiss you right now, because that's what Stranger Things season 1 was the best part about it, is that it's not using the nostalgia as a crutch. It's using the setting of the 80s and the style of like Stephen King and Spielberg to tell a very interesting narrative that feels very much like... Look, Sean Astin is in this, and it feels so fucking fitting because the Stranger Things season 1 is basically like the Goonies if they were in a Stephen King book.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
like
no, they're bringing back a couple people from the 80s. Like we were talking about Aliens, I think off mic or earlier in the show. Paul Reiser from Aliens is going to show up in this too.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and then Matthew Modine, oh gosh, there's somebody else too. There's a few, like, distinctly 80s cameos that they're really gonna shove into here, which, sure, I mean, I'm totally for it. But, actually one of the cameos, one of the new roles that I'm really excited about, you remember that new Power Rangers movie that came out?
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
The guy who played the Red Ranger is gonna be a character in this season, so.
Oh yeah, other generic white guy.
Yes, I mean, I'm just happy to see him get...
slapped the shit out of that one kid.
I mean, I kind of liked him in that Power Rangers movie, so I'm like, okay.
You know what? Me and Travis surprisingly, we dogpiled on the early trailers for that Power Rangers movie, but we ended up kind of liking it.
Well, we didn't like the Power Rangers part.
No, we actually liked most of that movie up until the last 25 minutes or 20 to 25 minutes of Power Rangers stuff, which I thought was silly.
You liked everything except when it became a Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, strangely enough, I liked the dynamic between the characters where they were interacting with each other. I thought they were compelling and interesting, and I actually kind of checked out once the suits got on. I did not expect that to happen, but you know what? You're right. I forget his name, but the guy who was the Red Ranger, he was a pretty good...
Dacre Montgomery, I think his name is.
He was a pretty good lead in that. I liked him.
Yeah.
He was a surprisingly strong turn for a lead actor there. I was just did not expect that level from the Power Rangers reboot. Which I know is me bringing in my bias initially, but I'll tell you what, I was wrong about that one. So
yeah,
I'm actually glad he's in this. I think he would probably bring a lot to it.
Yeah, no, I think he would too. I mean, and there's a lot going for the show. I mean, it won not one yet, but it was nominated for a slew of Emmys this year. So it's got
which is weird because Netflix usually gets super ignored for that.
Mm-hmm. See, actually, no, because Netflix has been dominating the Emmys the last few years, like Orange is the New Black, House of Cards. Jessica Jones won an Emmy. So
ever since they've decided to really up their content with ever since House of Cards, basically.
Yeah, that was that was their shot across the bow, pretty much.
Because once they had Kevin Spacey, they were like, oh, Netflix is legitimate now. Like that's when they got legitimacy, I think. At least in my mind.
No, I agree. And even, they got, one of the directors who's going to direct in this second season is, Andrew Stanton, who did Finding Nemo and some of the early Pixar films. So.
Ooh. Very well. You know what? Very good. And, I really enjoyed, they had some really good directors for this first season. I'll tell you what, that 8 episode runtime.
Much better.
Pretty sweet. I really like the 8 episode arc.
Yeah, and I think this one's going to be 9 episodes this season, so.
You have enough time to tell a complex story, but you're not there for too long for it to sag in the middle, and you get out right underneath where you're kind of like, where you leave us wanting a little bit more, which is actually kind of a good thing.
Yep.
Cause I remember when it ended, I was just like, oh fuck, yeah, that was awesome. I want the next season like right now. But I wasn't unsatisfied with the season. I wanted more of it. So yeah, I'm super excited. I know I'm sound like a broken record for these trailers, but I'm not gonna lie, this Comic-Con was pretty good with its trailers. People were bringing their A game to the trailer, for at least for their trailers. It was pretty good.
You know, I'm gonna say one thing I was super happy about this trailer though. No sign of Barb whatsoever.
Oh, Barb.
Oh,
you know what?
Barb.
I'm sorry. I thought Barb was fine as a performer in the few episodes she was in. But nobody cares about Barb. Stop making Barb a thing, Internet.
Look, sometimes the Internet gets a hair up its ass about certain things that I just don't get. With Samurai Jack, it was the somehow implied, gay relationship with Ashi or whatever that they wanted. Yeah. And it was just people will sometimes look into something that they really... And Barb, I get it. She's us. She's the nerd character in the group that would be the first to die, and you don't want to be the first one to die, but trust me, you would be. So,
look, and that's the thing. Like the creators made a sure thing, just like, yes, Barb is not in the second season. Deal with it. So good.
Well, and it's like they wrote Barb as a character for you to kind of sympathize with just a little bit so that you kind of cared when she died.
Yeah.
Like that's all the thought that they put into her. It wasn't a huge character. Like on the creator standpoint, I totally get it. Like they just did not think Barb would have been such a hot button of a character.
Is the internet.
Yeah, so much so that she got an Emmy nomination this year for guest actress in a drama. I'm like, really?
That's some bullshit.
That's
some bullshit right there.
Yeah, it really was.
But anyway.
Screw Barb.
Yeah, fuck Barb. But anyway.
Barb still deserves better, but she doesn't deserve an Emmy.
Yeah. With that, I just had one more thing I wanted us to watch before we got out of here.
Oh, yes.
Because we got... I know me and Travis are fans of Archer. Justin, I'm assuming you're a fan of Archer?
I've only watched scattered episodes, but I like it well enough.
You like it well enough. You're a fan of the Kingsman, though.
Oh, yes.
Kingsman. Oh, I love Kingsman. And I'll tell you what, they did a promotion at Comic-Con. They've done this before with like Mad Max mixed up with Archer, but they've done one with Eggsy, Eggsy and Archer meeting each other. And it
sounds terrible.
It is amazing. So let's give that a watch. Yeah, like he's just gonna jump up and drink a Pepsi real quick.
Yeah. Excuse me, ma'am. That's mine.
There's gonna be a Toyota commercial where the car stops just in time not to hit him.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there it is. There's the Toyota right there.
I really like this actor a lot, Taron Egerton. He's really cool.
Yeah, he's really good.
Finally, some service. Jesus. Do you have any jackets without a British cut? I look kind of like Twiggy.
Pardon me, who are you?
Oh, the name's Sterling Archer, world's greatest spy.
You probably shouldn't tell people you're a spy.
Then what's the point in being one?
Fair enough. Listen, I'm...
Legally blind? Got it. But no, I don't want to donate.
What?
The glasses? You look like my 8th grade shop teacher.
Charming. Listen, mate, I'm gonna need you to leave. Where did you get those?
Oh, there's this super cool secret room. You gotta check it out.
Hey,
of course
Kingsman are out in there.
Well, he is oddly good at his job.
Put the gear back.
No.
Excuse me?
Are you blind and deaf? I said no.
All right, I'm done being polite.
Done being polite, are you, Governor?
I see. So you're a gambling man, Mr. Archer?
Well, I rode the underground here, so you tell me.
Well then, care to engage in the
He's
most
not wrong.
gentlemanly of competitions?
Turkish oil wrestling?
What? No, you twat. A drinking contest.
Do not do that.
That's a bad idea.
Three rules. Each man imbibing a shot of...
Beat that!
So this is what passes for the world's greatest spy in America.
Yeah.
I may need to go there and teach him a lesson. But first, I'm going to draw a knob on your face.
British slang.
So yeah, that was the Archer versus Eggsy video that they showed at Comic-Con, and God, that felt like...
That was entertaining.
Yeah,
like,
fine.
is it weird that it was not odd seeing the Kingsman drawn in this universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually imagine that they might actually share the same office space every once in a while. Like, when he visits America, like, they might even mention offhand, like, oh, so are you the only spies? Yes, we're the only one. I heard about this. I was like, no, you don't want those guys. But yeah, I'm very excited for Kingsman 2, which also had a trailer recently. I don't have it brought up, but it was... that one was pretty good. I love the fact that the American spies are all fucking cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
they're all, you know how the English guys are all named after Knights of the Round Table?
Right.
Well, the American guys are all named after alcohol.
Yeah,
Love it.
Yep.
Tequila is Channing Tatum. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I like tequila.
I know. And it's just like, God, that is so fitting. I mean, I feel like on one level I should be kind of insulted, but I don't know. I find it way too amusing.
We're also from Wisconsin.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's hard when they nail you. Like it's like, yeah, we're all named after alcohol. Damn it! How dare you attack me with something that's fitting and true?
You know what? If someone's name is actually Jack Daniels in that thing, I'm going to be super happy.
You know someone's Jack Daniels. That's way too easy.
I know, right?
But yeah, with that is all the videos I had for that. I mean,
there's more.
There's so many more, but that we're already running long, so.
Oh, yeah.
But I've had a lot of fun talking these trailers with you guys. And to be honest, I just don't want to watch the next trailer for Inhumans 2. For Inhumans, actually, you know what? I did watch it, and it's slightly better than the first one, but it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Medusa actually gets to do something with her hair, but it looks awful. And you know what? It's interesting. They actually play the song, what's that song? I'm Only Human?
I'm only human after... That one?
Yeah, they played for the Andromeda trailer.
Right. Yes, indeed.
And I think that song is very fitting because that song has a bunch of lines in it that go like, I'm only human after all, so don't put the blame on me for when this show sucks.
Blame
And I feel like it's weird because I've only heard that song for Mass Effect Andromeda and this show, which were like trying to preemptively go like, hey, like, don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up, guys. We're only human.
So is that a curse song now, from now on?
I'm only human, and I make mistakes.
You know what, we need to write an article about that, just like, that's the curse song. You put that song in your trailer, your show, or game's gonna suck.
Well, we only have two. We need a third instance.
We need a third one to go. We need a third sacrificial lab experiment.
It's gotta be a movie, too. It can't be a game or a TV show. It's gotta be a movie, and that'll prove the point.
Yes, it's got to, because we have a video game, a TV show. We need a human trailer, like maybe the next Blade Runner trailer is like, I'm only human.
No. Please, no.
That movie's not going to be good, man.
I would be doubtful, but it's freaking Denis Villeneuve, and he's awesome. So, just saying.
Even so, I think that it's been too long. You know what? Look, it's not like it's impossible, but I don't have a good feeling about it. I get a very Prometheus Alien Covenant feeling off of it, and I don't have high hopes. Okay. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help me. Maybe that'll help me going in. That I low expect. Maybe it'll be another Power Rangers where I'll go, holy shit, this is way better than I thought it would be. But yeah, with that, I think we can just wrap this one up. Happy Comic-Con, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Justin, you want to tell the people where they can find you?
Well, yes. You can find me on Facebook or Twitter. Just look up Justin Zarian. And then you can find me on oneofus.net. I write the notes for the subscriber-only podcast, The Breakfast Pub. It's a great little thing where Chris Cox has a rotating group of guests that all comment on the news, just like we did. And they talk about trailers and all that kind of stuff. But there's lots of great other content. They have movie reviews. They have movie commentaries, which you guys were on one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was on 47 Meters Down, which for the movie review. But before we watched that, we watched Deep Blue Sea, for a commentary.
Yeah, and I need to listen to that because I still have never actually seen Deep Blue Sea, so I need to watch it with you guys talking over it.
Well, Patience actually sent me this link earlier today. Actually, now that you mention it, about 18 reasons. Like it was an article about 18 reasons why Deep Blue Sea should be appreciated since it's now 25, I think, or like
I think it's 15 maybe, but.
Is it 15? No, yeah, 25 is way too long. 15 sounds more right.
Yeah, no, I remember the trailer coming out. It's not 25.
Yeah, and it's like, and she was like, 18 reasons why, you should watch Deep Blue Sea, and she was like, number 19, it creates friendships.
Aww.
so that was super nice, yeah.
Yeah, which, by the way, just for those people who do listen to The Breakfast Pub, I'm gonna be in Austin next week for the Double Toasted Community Party. And I will be on the next episode of Breakfast Pub with Chris Cox live. So, look forward to that.
Yes, and if you are listening to this and you're going to be in Austin with Justin, take him out, have him have a good time. Slip him a drink if you can. Just nothing too crazy.
I'm going to be vigilant. I'm going to keep an eye out for anyone trying to spike my drink. I'm telling you.
We already told Patience to spike some punch for you.
Well, I'm going to her husband's bar when I first meet them down there. So.
Do not do that. That is a trap. That's a trap, my friend.
Oh, so that's what she meant when she said lemonade. So
I'm a Wisconsinite, and they fucked me up. They will kill you. But anyway,
there was many tears.
So many tears. Really painful stuff. But anyway, what's not painful? Why listening to some of our back category on iTunes.
Catalog.
Back. Maybe I'm drunk right now. Yes, some of our back catalog on iTunes. God damn it. But yeah, you can check out any of our previous content, some of our other con episodes where we were actually there, like KatsunaCon. That was super fun. You can check out some of our Netflix and Kill reviews, which are super fun. We're really, really liking it. And hopefully we can get even more guests on. We got, Jonathan Romo should be our next one up with It Follows this, next Monday if you're listening to this. So that's fun. Keep an eye out for those. We also have the movie reviews, and stuff, when we get a chance to catch them. Not as many as the One of Us guys, but every once in a while when we're like, hey, we want to give our opinions on a movie, we'll do that. And yeah, if you want to help out the podcast, maybe hit that subscribe button. It would really help us out. Or maybe write us a review on iTunes. Any of those 5-star reviews, we will read on the air word for word. That is my guarantee. And yeah, if you want to just hit us up with a question or just want to say hi, we're really friendly. We'll say hi back. I might insult you or whatever, but I will say hi. You can do that at our Facebook page. Give us a message or a like while you're there. Tweet at us at UGO Podcast. You can check out our Instagram at the same thing. Check out some of our con episodes, or you can always email us at unapologeticgeekout@gmail.com. And with that, let's call it a wrap, guys. We are Unapologetic Geek Out, and we're out.